Hello, Cole. Right. 100 years. Those were the days.
Well, what can I say?
Exactly. What can we say?
Well,
good evening.
Anyway, good evening. Show 60.
Show 60. Happy 60th, mate.
Thank you. I wish I was 60 again.
I say you're looking good for it, mate.
So I've got a mystery drink tonight.
You have. What is it? Come on, you got to tell the audience live on air. What do we got? Eggnog.
No. I call it the Funky Monkey.
The Funky Monkey, which means I'm taking it as banana in it, if that's the case. There we go. After that, milk.
No. Yeah, three bananas. 3 good scoops of vanilla ice cream.
Yeah.
Brown sugar. And a hell of a lot of Malibu.
Which I'm sure will make for an interesting show, Cole.
I think I should be rated about 10:15.
It's all right. Well, you're in your secret location somewhere in North Norfolk.
Yeah, and the clue is up. Hang on. It's up there. Up there. Says it on the wall. Says it on the wall, Graham.
I can see. Yeah, I can see. It's all good. It's good. Anyway, good to see you. Happy Christmas and early New Year as well. But
happy transfer window, I say.
Transfer window, yeah, can't come soon enough, mate. Can it come? We'll be talking about that a little later. But anyway, I think obviously before we get on to our good evenings, as Collins mentioned, show 60, lot to talk about tonight. And we've got 2, not 1, but 2 guests on tonight's show.
What, just like we had last week, you mean?
Exactly. And hopefully they both managed to get on to this week. Last week was a bit
well, I struggled a bit tonight, but I mean,
got there in the end, mate. You got there in the end. That's the main.
From my secret location, I find it a little bit harder.
You're live from the hideout, Cole. That's what we should call it. Not the boot room, the hideout. There we go.
Okay.
Well, yeah, no. So I said we've got lots to talk about. We're going to have the Luke Payne, the Chris Kamara of the Don's Unplugged World review. It was short notice, Luke. He has been exceptionally busy, but thank you, Luke. We appreciate it. We've got it on here.
I don't get this short notice business with Luke Payne. Does he not know that we've played?
Well, I think he did. I think he was there, so it's all good. It's all good. But he's got commitments. You know, this is the guy that's going to be our next Andy Murray. Don't forget, he's been through tennis training. He's doing some hard graft and training in that.
Do you think anybody will come in for him in the transfer window?
You never know. You know, stranger things have happened. You could be in the ATP tour next time, Cole. And we might.
No, I'm saying, do you think another club will come in and try to nick him off?
Maybe. No? I mean, the cobblers have tried, but we said no. We want more than £5 in a bag of quavers. But we'll see. We'll see how we get on.
Quavers.
Yeah, so we've got Luke. So thank you to Luke. We've also got
we've got Luke on.
We've got team talk with. I would say Chris.
Has he been styled again tonight? Has he been styled?
It has been styled. It has been.
Styled. I like Luke Payne when he's sort of a bit of attention from his style.
Well, exactly. Yeah, he's his makeup artist, Cole. Come on, we've got to make sure he's professional. Vlogger these days, professional vlogger. But no, we've also got to say team talk with Chris and Ryan, I would say, but Chris has been ill. So firstly, Chris, if you are watching, which I know you are, so get well soon. Hope you feel a bit better than you did, mate. I know that horrible flu's been going around. So Ryan, bless him, has spent all last night, the night before that, getting the team talk ready just for us.
That's dedication, mate.
It is. I have to say a massive thank you to Ryan because I know how much he's put into doing tonight's one. He's a bit nervous, bless him.
I did a 240-mile round trip to watch last night's game.
I know. I saw you there briefly. Yeah, I saw you.
Yeah. But thanks for coming over and saying hello.
I did. I waved profusely. I was up in Lewington, just freezing last night. I'll send you some pictures. Have a look at those, by the way.
I've seen them.
Interesting, right? Interesting.
Very interesting.
Yeah, it's almost like if the club had money, they could have done that a few years ago, Cole. But maybe that's another event we can talk about later in the show. But no, as I say, we've got.
It's quite surprising nobody ever suggested that to him, isn't it?
What, like you and I, maybe?
Yeah.
Under the former regime, but there we are. But no, as I say, thank you to Ryan, and to say, do keep your eyes peeled, Cole, because there is a nice little bit at the end of the video.
Really?
The Don's Unplugged team from a special guest. So there we go. Keep your eyes peeled at the end of the team talk. And much looking forward to that. We are going to be talking about injury of the week because, as we said before, we started it as a joke. We probably should have taken it a bit more seriously. It seems to be becoming a weekly event, Cole. And guess what? Got another one to talk about this week. Colchester, we've got a review with Ryan of Up the U's podcast, who was with us last time. So again, looking forward to having Ryan back on. Obviously, that was the FA Cup game. This time it's all things league related. So we'll see how we go with that. And we've also got David, I think, for Chesterfield. We've got a new guest for our Chesterfield.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he does a podcast or not, but yeah, Dave Garrett's our...
Yeah, absolutely. No, we're looking forward to having Dave on as well. And then obviously we're going to be talking about all things transfer window, Cole, as you've already mentioned, all things Notts County, all things Swindon, and all things, as we've just mentioned, about the next two games.
Are we going to ask anybody what they got for Christmas?
We can ask that as well. Tell us your most random thing you got for Christmas.
Don's merch. Don's merch.
That's what I mean. The most random thing you got. Yeah. Don's related, yeah.
Rubik's Cube. Did you get a Don's? Has anybody got a Don's Rubik's Cube?
Yeah. Or did anyone get a signed Dean Lewington sock? I mean, that's, who knows?
What?
Exactly. That's the reaction we want to be having on this show.
Did you get any Don's merch for Christmas? If so, come on and tell us.
Go and show us.
And while we're on about people telling us things, I can't see the football scores tonight. So if anybody can put the football scores up,
I'll tell you what was funny. You talk about football scores, and we'll come on to a bit more in a sec. But did you see the video that's been going viral for the Portsmouth-Charlton game yesterday?
No.
So Charlton equalised, Cole, in the 96th minute. Their fans were going mental in the Milton end at Fratton Park, screaming and singing. We never lose at Fratton Park, which invariably they haven't done, to be fair to them. Only for Portsmouth to go straight from the kickoff right up the other end and score in the 97th minute to win it 2-1. You couldn't have made it up. It was a hilarious video, absolutely hilarious. If you do see it going around on Twitter, do watch it. It is brilliant. Made me laugh quite a bit, that's for sure. Anyway, let's get on with the show.
I'm bored already. I met you.
Switched off. Right, lights are on, but no one's on.
That's right. Yeah.
There we go. Anyway, Lucas joined us. Lucas said, "Hi, how are you? Evening, Luca."
Hang on.
Is that the one? There we go. He's doing it for you, just for you.
Okay. Cheers, Luca.
We have Kerry Ann as well. So
Kerry Ann.
Evening, Kerry Ann. Thanks for joining as always. Much appreciated.
We love Kerry Ann.
We do. Colin's much appreciating it by a little jig in the location for it. Is that the
Legends?
Good old Ollie. I saw Ollie yesterday in the shop, and so I hope you had a good.
I saw him selling programs, and I took him home. I took the legend that is Ollie Welsh home last night.
There you go. And they said it's Christmas time, doing it was your Christmas goodwill.
I was driving him home for Christmas, mate.
Hopefully not with one of your, what is it, Monkey Normuses or whatever you're drinking.
Funky Monkey.
I know, I'm just doing it to wind you up. He said, Legends, glad you're on tonight. Way better than VAR Premier League. Yeah, mate, I tell you what, a few of the decisions yesterday, Ollie, were a bit, well, we'll get on to that. But yeah, I was not happy.
Were we?
Yeah, exactly. The Notts County game. We'll talk about it.
Oh, really?
Ref watch, Cole. Your ref watch is got on, by the way. Doing well, by the way, Ollie, and so hope you are too, mate. It was good to see you yesterday.
Lee Swarby, what a nightmare.
Right. There we are. Anyway, good evening, lads, from Matt. Matt says, how you doing? Thanks again for the prizes. Matt, you are very welcome. I'm glad you enjoyed them, mate. And thank you for reminding me to bring them to you on the Swindon game, because it's been quite a week for me as well. Colin's joined us. Evening, Colin. Thank you for joining us. Ryan of the Team Talk, the one, the only, says, you Dons, how are you both after the game yesterday? Better than I could have been. That's for sure, Ryan. But yeah, still.
I was all right, actually.
Yeah, I think I was more.
I just didn't want Notts County to get the 3 points.
No, same.
That'd have finished me off.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it was a bit of a rough one, Ryan. But yeah, I'm happy with a point. I'd have taken 4 before the 2 games. And so Ashley said, evening and Happy New Year, Legends and Colin. So keeping the tradition.
No, it says Happy New Year's. It's Happy New Year.
Yeah,
New Year, Ashley. New Year.
Cheers, Ashley. Say what you like, mate.
New Year.
Say what you like. Happy New Year's to you as well, Ashley.
Thank you.
It's all good. But yeah, hope you're keeping well as well, Ash, and try to enjoy yesterday's game at least if you could do. Grant has joined us as well. He said, evening festive Donnies and Donettes.
Oh.
And happy 4 points, everyone.
Yeah, I mean, we'll talk about that quickly now. If I'd have offered you 4 points before we played those 2 Christmas games, you'd have took them, wouldn't you?
Well, I said, to be fair, like last week before the Swindon game, if we got 4 points out of these 2, I'd be okay with it. I'd like to be 6. I mean, 4 means you're just not losing. And I think as Warney said yesterday, if you're keeping track with the teams around you and just not letting them beat you, I mean, you've got to take that. And to be fair, the first half, I thought we could have been 2-0 down easily, Cole.
I thought they definitely had the better of the first half.
They did. Yeah, they did.
And I'll probably be controversial here when I say I thought we looked a lot better when Crowley came on.
Yeah, we did. We did. I agree with you on that one. Anyway, MK Chris has come on. He said, "Good evening, all. Colin now knows what to call
Sir
me."
Christopher of Botwood. Good evening, sir.
Exactly, Sir Christopher of Botwood. Royal courtesy, isn't it? That's the one.
Was he in the New Year's Honours list?
I would hope so. He certainly deserves it.
He should be knighted.
Yeah, so putting up with watching MK Dons all these years, but there we go. But no, good to have you on, Chris. Thanks for joining, mate. George is joining. Good evening, guys. Looking forward to for you to give.
Well, we'll try, George. We'll try.
Yeah, take on yesterday's. I mean, again, swings and roundabouts, George. But we will do our best to bring some mid-festive cheer.
Well, I'm trying. I'm drinking as much festive cheer as I can get down, mate.
That's the problem. I don't know if you're going to be lasting for the rest of the show, Con, but we shall see. We shall see. Chris has joined us in Super Scotty Hogan.
Super Scotty Hogan.
I know that you don't agree with that, Chris, because I've read up your thing on the Facebook page, and I can't wait for January the 1st, mate. The sooner that clown gets out of the town, the better, to be quite honest. We'll come on to that later. But hope you're well, mate. As I say, hope you're feeling better. Danny has joined us. He said, not even 5 minutes into the show, and KHS has already been given me. God. Even you sexy ... and Colin. There we go.
Yeah, well, we'll talk about him in a minute. I mean...
Well, there's plenty to talk about. There is plenty to talk about. Harry's joined us as well. Tally says, evening, fellas. Evening, Harry. Thank you for joining us as well, mate. We've also got a few comments here. So has Colin had, important question, an Xmas trim?
No. Yeah, I have. I had a bit of shook off the top and the sides.
Yeah, and the back as well.
Yeah, thanks, Colin.
Exactly. So, yeah, he's in his caravan, that's for sure. His secret location, Colin. But
Norfolk.
Norfolk. Yep, exactly. Norfolk. Good to see Colin has a haircut. I didn't get the text message.
Yeah, I accidentally sent Danny Carroll a text message saying, "What time are you coming round to cut my hair?" When it should have been for my mobile hairdresser girl.
Yeah, but it did say, "What time am I seeing you, babe?" That's exactly.
Yeah. Well, did he send it to you then?
Of course. Of course.
She's a bit of a babe as well.
Well, anyway. So is Danny. There you go. What can you say? Anyway, thanks for that, Danny. Appreciate it as always, my friend. Colin said, I thought you didn't play that well last night. Well, yeah, I know. I didn't think we played that.
No, we didn't.
Night, Colin, but we'll
not you.
Come in. Well, who knows?
No, I agree.
Ryan, talking about Christmas presents, he said he got MK Don's polo top. There you go.
Oh, right. Okay.
What colour was it, Ryan? That's the question. What colour was it?
Did anybody watching this get any merch for? Oh, don't start Danny Carroll off.
Danny, start typing now. Go on.
Oh, I wish I hadn't mentioned it now.
There we go. Yeah, Harry said as well. So he got MK Don's towel, and it's always sat on the top of the towel rack.
Good.
Okay.
We like to hear it.
Be fair,
we don't want it dropping down to second or third, do we?
No, it's got to be in first place.
Got to be on top.
It's got to be on there for the promotion in the shower. But no, nice one, Harry. And say, to be fair, mate, the stock in the shop this year is a marked improvement on the last few years. That is for sure. So I'm glad everyone has some nice gifts coming through. Ryan said, if I was them, I wouldn't have posted. Yeah, I think less said about it, the better, to be honest, Ryan. Grant said, my son got the first MK Dons program when we played MK Dons 2004 versus Barnsley. Yeah, I remember it well, actually. Yeah, it's a nice bit of history to have. So, yeah, I'm glad you got that one. I've got one somewhere as well, to be fair, Grant. But
I gave a late Christmas present to two young Dons fans last night.
Yeah.
They said to me, can we have a hat?
Yeah.
So I think, give me a couple of baseball caps. They were over the moon.
Yeah. Nice.
Keen viewers of this show.
I know. We had quite a few people come up to us in the last few weeks, haven't we? Which has been really nice to see, Cole, to be honest. But we appreciate it, for sure. Danny said he said, you took Ollie home, so the aftershave was clearly working. Yeah, we need to know what the brand was, clearly, Danny, on that one. Matt said, I got the new Don's jacket from the new range from Reebok. The one with the gold bits, I take it, Matt, you mean, which is just up on the middle aisle, I think, or towards the ticket.
Well, you know where everything is in that shop.
Far be it from me to say that I was with Bob for a good hour before the game, very early doors yesterday, going around the shop and spending some money. But I can either confirm or deny that, Cole.
Chelsea 2, Bournemouth 2.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you for that, Colin. By the way, it's going to let Colin know what's going on. Bournemouth will probably win that one, to be fair. Ash said current scores in the Premier League are Burnley 1, Newcastle 2, Chelsea, Bournemouth 2-2, West Ham 1, Brighton and Hove Albion 0, Nottingham Forest 0, Everton 1.
Unbelievable! What service!
I know, right? You couldn't ask for better. You couldn't ask for better.
I'm just going to go and watch it.
Not just that, he's gone and said, look there, Arsenal, Aston Villa, Man United and Wolves don't kick off till 8:15. So there you go.
Brilliant. What service? You don't need to watch football. Just come on here.
Absolutely. Anyway, Ashley said I would have taken 4 points as well for the 2 games before we kicked it before Boxing
100%. 100%.
Minimum we needed to get. So I'm pleased as well. And we've got one here says, evening chaps. Hope the General Lee is enjoying. Yeah. Oh my days. You won't get that call, but Jordan Harrison is currently in Amsterdam, and Ryan and myself and a few others were talking yesterday about because he was in Club Platinum for the game against Swindon, and he wore a white suit. So we just thought with an extra cravat, he could have looked very much like General Lee himself. But yeah, Jordan, if you are watching, I hope you enjoy yourself in Amsterdam. I know he's doing a tour of Ajax Stadium today, to be fair.
This is becoming too much for me.
I know, it's mind-blowing, right? It's mind-blowing, but there we go.
Right, come on.
Harry says, not going to lie, might be unpopular and not trying to be negative, but I was really disappointed with Collins yesterday and a few others. Yeah, it was a little bit.
Me too, Harry. Me too. I thought Collins was awful.
Yeah, I said, we'll come into a bit more.
I'm not sure whether that setup suited him. I'd have thought he'd have been better up front and Patterson coming off and trying to do flick downs for him.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that worked. Collins was going out to the wing to look for the ball.
He was.
And when he got it, he was bloody awful.
Yeah.
And Warren made the right decision to give him the up, mate, because, oh, my God.
Well, that triple substitution at the half-time was the right thing.
It's 100%. You know, I mean, Kane Thompson-Summers was like flicking matches at petrol. You knew sooner or later it was going to go bang. Oh, my God, he was frightening. I kept saying to Darren, God, get him off. If I was the manager, I'd have had him off after about 20 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, again, I think part of it's that some of them are a bit jaded, especially coming back from injury. Maybe that had a bit of an effect, mate, as well. I mean, he's been pretty decent for most games, but not a negative comment, Harry. Not a negative comment. It's a fair comment.
What's that?
So this one here from Craig, he said, even if fellas, quick question, can you use your influence to get the club to stop playing music at full time? Do you know what, Craig? You say that. I've already raised this as well. It's not so much the music, it's the level of the volume is so loud that when we're trying to actually congratulate or engage with the players, you can't hear anything. So it's like, if you want to have it, fine, just keep it down a bit. But no, I agree with you on that one. Let the cow sing.
Yeah, I mean, they played free from desire. Free from desire.
It's silly. It's so loud, silly. But no, Craig, I'm 100% on your wavelength with that. I've already mentioned it, to be fair, but I will be following it up for you for sure. On that one.
I'm not sure we've got any influence, but we'll say something.
Well, we've asked the question, so yeah. But no, it was definitely me. It's so loud, to be honest.
Yeah.
Ashley said, there you go, 1-1. See, the live real-time scores. You wouldn't get this on Sky Sports, to be honest, Scott. You've got both Don's questions. Both. There's more coming, Chris. There's more coming to the shop. I was told by a good source that come the 1st of January, there will be a new drop in the shop of new stock. And there's a new update coming, hopefully, from the club in the next few days. I won't say what and I won't say who because I'll probably get shot. Just unbelievable. Anyway, I won't say what or who or how.
We haven't mentioned a thing.
I'm not mentioning a thing because it's got to come from the club. But there are things afoot that will be very interesting when they get hopefully the next few days. Ash said, got a bobble hat and scarf and a coat for Christmas. There you go. He's got the whole set. He's ready for winter. You're right there, Carl.
We haven't said a word.
I'm saying nothing. I am saying nothing. Oh my God, yeah. Danny can't beat a good. I'm saying.
But they still make Brute.
They do. You can get it in any supermarket on the bottom for about £4 these days. And Old Spice, I think, still going as well, Cole. That's the one. Yeah, thanks for that, Matt. So we'll come on to our reviews in a second. We just got a couple more comments and then we'll finish up. But it says, I hear Bond was rocking top 4 bits of peach.
That's an after.
Go on.
It's an aftershave.
I was personally thinking it was Dracan Noir, to be honest. But then, what do I know?
Tom Ford, bit of peach.
Anyway, Danny said he did get some merch. I believe it's being delivered by Lord.
On the back of Sugar.
So, the context for this, for everyone watching, is poor old Danny
not again. Are we going to go through this again?
Has ordered multiple stock and he has not been delivered. They kept chasing it up. It's gone round and round and round in circles. Liam, to be fair, is doing his best, but it's just unbelievable. He's bought it online and it's just gone completely missing again. So hope you get it soon, Danny, because I know it's pretty frustrating, mate. And if not,
it's frustrating for me to keep listening to it.
Well, exactly. Right? There we go. Exactly. There we go. But no, hopefully get it sorted. Grant said, few issues of bad reffing versus Knots. Don't know if you saw from the cowshed there was a handball in the first stuff. Yeah, I did. Where he was cradling the ball like a baby, but facing Papa Tom's side. That wasn't given.
I didn't think much to Lee Swarby. I thought first half he gave everything to them, and then the second half he gave everything to us, and that was basically his game in a nutshell.
Yeah, cutting it into
very poor. Yeah. An experienced referee, very poor.
I was disappointed. I mean, it's
but he hates us because he's given 6 penalties against us in the past. So I mean, I'm glad we got out of there without a penalty given against us.
It was some of the decisions for the tackles, like we would, get quite a few harsh tackles and he'd do nothing. We'd do a couple of touches and suddenly it would be a free kick or something.
Yeah. But in the second half, I don't know whether you noticed, it switched over.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was almost like he's been added a talking to at half time and realised.
Yeah. It almost like somebody had a little chat with him and said, "Don't you think you're being a bit generous towards them?" Yeah. Really? Oh, I'll try and even it up a bit, and that's what it felt like.
Shouldn't be like that, Cole. Should it?
Yeah, a game of 2 halves, mate, for the referee.
It was
very bad. Very bad.
What I'll say is that before we go into our dissection of Swindon and Notts County, I think it's time for
talking about nothing else. I've had enough.
Enjoy the drink, Cole. I'll give you the time for a comfort break because I know it's only across the
hallway.
It's only across the hallway.
I don't need a comfort break.
Well, we'll play it anyway. We're going to do our Luke Payne preview. You can do your comfort break on the team talk because there's quite a few minutes to run through that one. But,
I might do my comfort break as I'm sitting here. Oh, no, come on, get on with it.
Anyway, Roll VT.
Right, we've got another 2 games to cover. We have got the home win to Swindon and the 1-1 draw with Notts County. Now, these were 2 very contrasting games. If we're being totally honest, the Swindon one was very open, very free flowing, end to end. Lots of chances for both sides. And to be fair, I mean, Swindon created a lot. In fairness to them, I think the one that's going to stand out is the one that Jack Sanders managed to head on to the post and Marv eventually managed to clear it. Obviously from Paul Glatzel's shot, which was outstanding defending. Still don't necessarily understand how he's managed to keep that out, to be honest. But no, you could just sort of see the resilience within the team, and yes, to a degree, we rode our luck in terms of them not taking chances. You look at the one that Knight LaBelle put wide after McGillivray saved his first one. But at the same time, you kind of have to earn your luck a little bit. And I think our performance was energetic. We created plenty of chances of our own and probably should have scored more. But as it turns out, it took probably our goal of the season from Aaron the Main to go and break their deadlock. I think the impressive thing is just getting a clean sheet against the Swindon side that do get a lot of goals. I appreciate they didn't have Drennan or Clark in that side, but even so, they do score a lot of goals, and yeah, it's nice to see us be able to win in that sort of fashion. Although I would have liked it to be more comfortable. Because like I said, we created more than enough chances to put the game to bed much sooner than we did. Moving on to the Notts game, I think tiredness kind of set in very quickly, unfortunately. I think we struggled to deal with Notts' high press. and we sort of just panicked. As soon as they triggered it, they had Jatta forward, Dennis, Yorpenda, a couple of others. They'd sort of trigger a 5-man press. And it's just the second we saw those players running at us, we were like, oh, okay, better get rid of that, hoof it forward, and a bit aimlessly, to be honest. And, I think we probably deservedly went behind. I know Mellish hit the post, and I think for me, he has to do better with that one. I know he doesn't have much time sort of reacting to Jatta's block from Sanders, but for me, I think Mellish still just has to put that on target. If he's on target, it's in. Simple as that. But no, I think that goal that we conceded, it for me is a very frustrating one. The first thing I picked up on was the positioning of both Sanders and Thompson Sommers. You kind of had two players out wide. I think it was Dennis and Cerula. And we ended up with 3 players over there, like both Sanders and Thompson Sommers alongside Nemain, which left Yorpenda with lots of space in the middle. And ultimately that sort of bad organisation gave him plenty of space. But I actually think the reason he had so much space is as much as yes, both of those players could have been positioned better. I'm actually looking at Gilby, because if you look at the start of that move, Kelly is pushed up really high. So it's Gilby's job to step in and cover, and he just never does. He sort of jogs back leisurely, and if he does tuck in there, there's no space for Yorpenda, even with 1 or 2 players dragged slightly out of position. So that it was just a bit of a breakdown in communication, a breakdown in sort of understanding of where we need to be, which was frustrating, obviously. But to be fair, I don't think we had the best of halves. Yes, we created a couple of chances, but the quality of chances, just weren't as good as what we're usually able to create. The second half was improvement. Huge credit to Paul Warne for the triple sub. I thought that was a good move, and you immediately saw a difference. I'm looking at someone like Lemon High Evans. Yes, technically didn't complete too many passes, and lost a lot of his duels, but at the same time, it was the energy he brought, the positioning the positions he took up, and it's mainly just playing for those second balls a lot more. We came in with a lot more energy, and that made a difference. We hit them more head on, and I think that brought us back into the game. And it was that one move from Gilby actually making up for his mistake before, driving down the left after snatching the ball off Dennis. And yes, Rush probably could have scored the first time, but it's a good save from Roos, and Patterson's there to put it in, essentially. But no, it was actually that was a decent finish from Patterson as well, I must say, because it's not an easy one when it's bouncing like that. But he just had to get it on target, and that's exactly what he did. So in the end, we managed to recover a point. It's solid enough. If you can get a point when you're not playing at your best against a strong side, you take it, and it keeps them below us, which is probably the most important thing. And I think the only thing for me now is that the team did look a bit tired, and we've got another 2 games coming up against strong opposition. You're looking at Colchester, Chesterfield. Both of those will be tricky, so we're going to have to be on it. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a little bit more rotation. But yeah, if we can find ways of getting results in these games, then we'll be in a very, very good position as we enter the January window. Come on, you Dons.
And as Tech always does, Colin has dropped off. I think he's back in the boot room. We'll see. Colin, are you there? Are you there?
I'm here.
We can't see you, but I can hear you.
Good. Well, as long as you can hear me, that's half that. I'm sitting here naked at the moment.
Oh, my days. I just said it wouldn't be a Don's Unplugged. The sign didn't go wrong, right?
Yeah, something's gone wrong with the camera. I don't know what quite. It just says,
it's fine, mate. It
just says come up technically unavailable. I don't know what's going on, I'm sure. But there you go.
You're still chatting. That's the main thing.
Yeah, I'm here.
But yeah, no, I mean, I don't know if you saw Luke's reviews, but I mean, I said we'll talk.
Yeah, I did.
Tailored 2 games, really, Cole. So, I mean, first off, let's talk about the Swindon game. What was your take on that? I mean, sort of, what were you expecting before going into it? I know we talked about 4 points, but were you more nervous about Swindon?
I sort of felt confident, obviously, without Drinan and their captain. I can't think of his name off the top of my head, but obviously that blunted them going forward. But even then, looking back at the game,
there
wasn't many clear chances for them, was there?
I don't
Clear
think so. Not
chances.
really. I thought it was quite an end-to-end game, to be honest. It was quite an even.
It was quite entertaining as well. I quite enjoyed the game. I thought we were good value for. I thought on balance of chances, and attacking intent. I thought we probably just about edged it. I don't think. I mean, obviously they're gonna think, oh God, we lucky, but it was a cracking goal.
Yeah, I thought so. I really did.
Cracking goal. I mean, the main. I find he's a very frustrating player on occasions. He gets himself some good opportunities, and he either doesn't shoot or he picks the wrong pass. But I think I think with half the cowshed shouting "shoot" as well. But mate, he couldn't have run up, picked the ball up, and placed it any better in the corner.
No, I don't think so.
Cracking goal.
And look, for me, I think Nemain has been probably one of my favourite players this season, without a shadow of a doubt.
Yeah,
really, really come on from last season. And even Warney said that, Cole. But yeah, I mean, for me, even in the last two games, I thought he was one of the highlights across both. To be fair, but someone I highly rate, and really now should be one of the first names on the team sheet, I think. Anyway,
yeah.
I don't know what your thoughts are on that, but no, I thought the game was good. I mean, I will say,
I mean, you're saying that about first name on the team sheet, and then we go fast forward to Notts County, and he was awful.
Well, yeah, I mean, say it's up and down. But over the period of the season, I'd still have him as one of the first names on the team sheet, Cole. I can give him a bit of good grace on that point. But I thought it was two different games. I mean, we'll come on to Notts, but I think just in terms of Swindon, for me, one thing, not many people want to hear this, but probably one of the few things at Christmas is to thank those that have given the gift. And we need to thank Scott Lindsay for Mr. Sanders, because, again, that was one of his purchases.
Yeah.
Liam Sweeting as well. One of the few things that he did do in his time was to bring in Sanders, and I think he has been absolutely, and I said that, I think, if you remember when he came in, I thought he was going to be an exciting player, but he has been outstanding. And again, I thought against Swindon there was a few opportunities that he managed to shut out, close down. Luke mentioned about the one that it was obviously cleared off and hit the bar and out sort of thing, but we
certainly look a better side with him in it.
I think to me it's that whole, I don't know if it's just the same, but like the Darling and O'Hora partnership that we saw a few years back, where it was just solid and there was that understanding. I think between Sanders, Teta and Offord, there is that understanding that's already starting to build up, and that's really pleasing to see. But I think he's instrumental. When he's out the team, we're weaker for it, and that really shows the character of the player he is and what he brings to the team. And probably not someone that everyone rated when he first walked through the door, but my goodness, has he really showed it in leaps and bounds and consistency.
I must admit, I've got to be honest, I never really appreciated him last year, but I think he stepped up this year, obviously with Offord and Ekpiteta next to him and Craig Mack behind him. I think we've got a pretty solid unit in there. It doesn't always fit. It's funny, isn't it? You look at the game and you think, oh, bloody hell, if we ain't careful, we can see goals. And, they always seem to just, the clearance off the line, they all...
Yeah, 100%.
Players are going that extra mile this year, aren't they? Games that we would have lost or drawn, we're now turning into draws and victories, aren't we? So
we are. I mean, you can contrast that even this season. You look at like teams you wouldn't have expected to be struggling. Bristol Rovers, they're 1 point off the drop at the moment. We were in that situation last season. So it just goes to prove there is, and we say it is cliche, anyone can beat anyone in this league, but the difference is the understanding seems to be...
look at Oldham, went to Walsall.
Yeah, absolutely did us a favour, I think, in many ways. It's been great.
Well,
But the understanding, I think that's what Warney's managed to bring, is some balance, some cohesion, some understand togetherness that's really starting to come through. For me, I'm generally excited now, more often than not, on a match day, and hopeful that we've got the squad to really do some damage.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
Obviously, highest scorers in the league, but it would just be nice to convert that into a few more points on the board and get us into those top 3 places.
Well, let's not forget that goal difference could be vital at the end of the season.
100%. It's a point in itself, Cole. 100%.
Yeah, that could be.
Anyway, I
Keep
think
scoring.
so we just had a few
It's
questions.
funny, I can't see us not scoring.
No, I can't. Even if we lose, it's like we always try and get a goal at least. I think more often than not. It's an interesting one, but we'll come on to that question in a second. But I think the Notts County game for me was almost the day and night of the two, and I felt, and I don't know what your thoughts were, but I felt the team were a bit jaded. They seemed a bit tired. There's not an excuse.
100%. There was no way. Before we even get into a discussion on this, I think it's grossly unfair that EFL players are playing on the 26th, the 29th, the 1st, and the 4th. Ridiculous.
Oh, all clubs. No, I agree. And that's the thing. If it's too much, it's too quick. You look at. I'd use the Bundesliga as you understand, obviously, but they have a winter break. The weekend before Christmas, they stop until midway through January. I think that's what should be the case across a lot of the sports these days. There's a lot more physical. There's a lot more demands. A lot more games. Even in League Two, you get international call-ups and things as well. So, I think it's one of those. And again, it doesn't help with injuries. It can exhaust things. The fact that they're putting games on TV. I mean, Notts and Dons. We love it. We go down. I'm sure the county fans do. But is that really something that people are going to be watching on a Monday night when there's other football games to be watching? Probably not. So it's an inconvenience as well. And I mean, again, even if it hadn't been, it would have been playing on a Sunday, so it would have been even less of a
it's too many games in such a short space.
Yeah.
I mean, really and truly, all it does is make injuries a lot more likely, and also it randomised results. And do you understand about that? There's so players are tired, they can make mistakes, and I've often said that it's the teams that can get past Christmas with a pretty steady record are the teams that are going to benefit the most. Because it's a minefield, these 4 games, minefield.
Oh, I know, I agree, mate. I agree, but no, I think for me, and Warney kind of alluded to it. I felt like it's probably one of those games that you needed to rotate players, to rest players because they did look jaded. And I think what validates that, and to the point we talked about just before we went into Luke's review, is the triple substitution of, the half time with Lemon Hay coming on, a few other sort of ins and outs, and a few others obviously as we went along. But it did make an impact, and it did inject a bit more.
Yeah, well, I mean, the 3 players he took off quite rightly went off because they were poor.
They were. But I mean, again, the validation of that is the likes of Crowley. I thought Kane did really well. I would hope he gets to keep his position against Colchester.
He made 2 dodgy mistakes in about 20 seconds.
He did, but at the same time,
he
played really well.
I was so mate. I was so desperate for him to score the winner.
Same.
I think that would have been epic.
Yeah, I was saying the same goal. I said, get that goal, run down to the away end and doing all this would have been hilarious.
Yeah.
Hey, look, it wasn't to be.
You can't see what I'm doing, can you? No.
Well, exactly. But no, I say it wasn't to be. But look, I think the whole point and the fact that we got 4 points out of 6 so far, I think that's a good return. Keeps us in touch with the top 3. But again, look, I think I said it on the away game. Notts County is a very good, well-drilled side, and it's you saw that in the first half last night. I think if they'd have been a bit more clinical, they could have been out of sight by half time.
Yeah.
So. Again, credit where credit's due. Yes, we weren't at our best, but we still managed to grind a result out against a competitor that's close to, in the table, and came away respectable with a point. And I know their manager. I listened to the Notts County.
Yeah, I never caught his comments. What did he say?
Well, he was very frustrated. He thought they deserved to win the game. And
really?
Yeah, he was. I mean, I don't know what game he was watching because, they were good in the first half, but they weren't throughout the whole game. Towards the last third of the second half, another 10 minutes, we might have nicked it. But this swings around about. He was very frustrated, and to me, that's a compliment. If the gaffer from the opposition's frustrated, you've done a job. So no, like I say, 4 points from the 2, Cole. I think it's respectable. I think we've done all right. I would have liked 6, but I think I said to you before a few weeks ago, if we'd have got 4 points, I'd have been pretty happy with that. So we're still there or thereabouts. And that's the thing, is a small gap of 3 points.
And let's not forget. Come on, let's not forget. This is only halfway.
Yeah, exactly. There's plenty more football to be played.
This is the turning point. Halfway.
Yeah, no, I agree.
There's a lot of football left.
We have got our guests in the green room. Let's say we'll bring you both in shortly. Sorry, guys.
Well, when they come on, listen, this is what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
I'm going to drop out and see if I can fix my camera, and I'll come back. Is that all right?
Of course you can, mate. That's fine.
All right, okay.
We've got a few comments to say before we go into that. But
Okay, go on then.
So one of the comments we had through was about the transfer window is opening in a few hours. Yeah, absolutely, it is. What do we need to, chaps? For me personally, I've said all along, I think we need a midfield enforcer. We've got some good players, but we haven't got anyone that gives us a different option. So I'll use the likes of a Kasumi we used to have, lesser extent a Boateng, but that kind of physical presence. Lemonade Evans has it in part, but it's quite injury prone. I just feel like we need someone to just bring something different. When you're under a game and you need to change it up, I don't think we have that dynamic. I definitely have a new attacker come in. I'd get rid of a few. Obviously, that's the other thing. I think we need to get a few out before we get a few in. But I'd have another attacker.
I mean, let's clear it up. You know, well, from our point of view, anyway.
Yeah.
What Warren and Neil Hart said a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
To me and you, that's gone out the window now, isn't it?
It has. The injuries.
Yeah. I mean, we've had 2 or 3 injuries since then, and they need replacing. We've got 2 players out for 12 weeks.
Well, 3 essentially.
Well, 3. Yeah. I mean, vital players.
Yeah.
And we can't sit here till March waiting for them.
Of course we can't. But no, that's the thing. So you got. I mean, the main kind of gives you options for the Mendes Lang, but I think the wing back situation for Tomlinson, I do think we need to get someone in, even if it's on loan. Might have to be a permanent call, but I mean, that's one that we need to address because we're light there at the moment. But again, Warney said that when he was on the show a few weeks ago. I think Collar being out for a long time, that kind of gives you the same midfield, and I think Luke alluded to it as well. But that's the same midfield we had last season, and it caused a bit of concern. I'm not saying at the level they were last season, but you still need options there. But then again, opens doors, doesn't it? It's Crowley now get more opportunity because there's a few injuries that should bring him into the fore. You don't know, but I think for me, definitely one attacker. I drop a few out. Hope can obviously be one of them.
I'll tell you somebody who hasn't. Me and you have spoken about this a lot lately about potential players that we'd like to see shunted out the club because they haven't really hit the mark, or there's 2 or 3 that basically played one game and been injured ever since. We should be talking about probably cancelling contracts of at least one. But I'll tell you someone who really entered my mind as a potential going. I'd get rid of KCS, mate.
Yeah,
the man's an accident waiting to happen. I've said that already tonight. He's an accident waiting to happen. I'd get rid of him.
He's only been in for a season, but he's still young. I would probably have him out on loan, Cole. I don't think it's really soon enough for me to judge him.
Well, have him out on loan then, because, mate, he scares me to bloody death. Did you see the way he tried to dribble out of the box last night?
I did. And look,
oh my God! About 3 players.
No, I know.
Hunting him down.
Honestly, I'm not taking away from that, but I've seen.
It was like lions surrounding a baby deer.
Yeah, but to be fair, like I say, I've seen him flashes some really good stuff from him, but it's about consistency, and he's still young.
Yeah.
So I just think having him out on loan, even to another League 2 club, to be fair, might do him some good. Right. He was good when he was in his National League days at Halifax. We got him in for a reason. We've seen flashes of it, but again, he's not really had too much football consistently. He needs to be in a team week in, week out, and build that confidence. And I think that is something, if we do get the right players.
Can we carry passengers? I don't think we can.
No, I don't. But then I say the likes of Hogan, there's a few others that I don't want to go into. But you talk about passengers, there are plenty ahead of him that I would have out the door first, Cole. That is for sure, and a damn sight more money as well.
People think we're being arrogant talking about like this. Some people bite your arm off for the people we're talking about getting rid of. But I'm afraid there's no position, there's no place for sympathies, mate. We've got the cash. Arrogant as it might sound, spend the bugger and get a few players in there.
Well, for me, it's not about arrogance, Cole. Like you, I want players that want to play. And if the players are, Hogan's a great example. He's disinterested. He's arrogant. I know that because players have told me. I won't mention who. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And he's bad in the dressing room. I don't want players like that in the club. No. At the end of the day, if you don't want to be here, that's fine. Go.
Well, we saw what he was like at, what was it, Port Vale?
What exactly? And others.
Yeah, that was outrageous. Anyway, get these 2 boys in. I'm going to go out and try and do a bit of maintenance and nip back in again.
A bit of maintenance. It makes like a bit DIY man, but there we go.
Yeah.
But yeah, no,
Right.
I'll bring in Ryan from Up the Users again. Ryan's been with us before. We're looking forward to having him back. Obviously, it was all things FA Cup. We're now all things league. And Dave has joined us for the Chesterfield review as well. So we have got a triple bill and hopefully a quad bill once Colin is back.
Well, keep your eyes open. I'll be back in a minute. Yeah, Colchester! He's here again. It's like I'll be back in a minute, boys.
Good stuff. There we go. See you soon. Dave, good to see you as well. How you doing?
Yes, I'm very well, thanks. Yeah, nice to see you too.
It's like it's almost like a football friends reunited tonight. So you've got two of our best guests coming back on the show. So we do appreciate both of you being on.
Kind.
But I think, look, whilst we're waiting for Colin, I think probably just to sort of go around the houses. So Ryan, I'll start with you just because you're up the top on the box with me at the moment. But how have you? I mean, obviously since the cup game, obviously, and again, it was a hell of a game by the way, and I thought it was pretty evenly matched. It was just one of those that could have gone either way. But from your perspective, Colchester, how have you felt the season's panned out since then? Again, still not too far away. Let's be honest about it. But I mean, has it been frustrating? Do you think you could have been doing more, less? How's it been going overall?
I think I was talking to my dad and lad from work.
I'm back.
He's back. I think it's a little bit of a sort of odd one at the moment. October was absolutely incredible. I think we were showing the league and showing teams, do you know what? This group of players, they're capable of winning the league. We got some really, really good results and we were starting to really gel. Then in November, it sort of dropped a little bit. Got some really good results against Walsall and Notts County. But then
you beat them both, didn't you?
We did indeed. Yeah. And it sort of showed that although we beat them, the squad's not quite there. So it was actually sort of sitting there thinking, do you know what, maybe not automatics, but playoffs. Playoffs will sort of be the good one to aim for. And then the Christmas period, you're sort of sitting there thinking the 1-1 draw with Crawley, the 1-1 draw last night with the Gills. You then sit there and think, can we actually get playoffs? Like, are playoffs just that little bit out of our remit this year? But with how close the league is, I think if we win 3 games and results go away, we're first or second, maybe third. And if we lose 3 games and results go against us, we're fighting in the relegation scrap. So this is the time, this is the time when you see the teams break away a little bit, but the league's still so tight that I think even for Colchester fans, they're sort of we're just enjoying the ride, really.
Yeah, no, I mean, to be honest with you, so Ryan, like the cup game, and I guess cups are a different sort of thing, but I mean, generally, even if we'd have lost that, I thought it was a hell of a game of football. Great advertising for League Two, to be fair. But the way you came out, the way you play, I like the Cowleys, as I've said to you before. I've got a lot of time for them, but I just thought you had a really good setup and really made us sit back and ask questions of us. And again, I think, as you say, it was just one of those games, unfortunately. As I say, could have been you scoring because there was that one right at the end.
Someone was always going to score late, wasn't they? You could feel.
Yeah, but it was
late.
It was the one I
think it was going to be, wasn't it? Really?
Well, yeah, but then Colchester, it was the ball that you kicked. I think it went off Truman, and it was just rolling ever so slowly to the goal line. And I was like,
"Oh yeah,
where's this going to go?"
I had 3 heart attacks in that ball roll.
Yeah, I looked at you and said, "Here we go. This is going to be into extra time." But it was one of those. But no, I was generally impressed with the squad and the way you set up. And I think, again, like looking at the league table, I think, where is it now? 10th, 33. So, yeah, I mean, it's you're not miles off of the playoffs. But I think, again, if you go back on that run, and it's one of those, Ryan, I generally feel that there's still plenty of football to be played. It's just consistency from what you're saying there. But generally excited to see that. And like I said, I still think you'll come on. And I think we'll come on to the game in a little bit. But I think that's going to be an interesting game for both teams, to be honest.
I think the thing of us all sitting here today, I mean, Dave, you're going to say, I'm going to ask you a question, and you'll probably agree. Chesterfield, like us, and probably like Colchester, are thrown in some amazing results, and then all of a sudden, from absolutely nowhere, you've had a bloody nightmare. Like you got beat 6-2 by Colchester. Come on, Ryan. Where are you promoting? I mean, what was that all about?
I was going to say, I'm in cold sweats at the moment.
What? See us?
I need a white flag somewhere to start waving. It was actually weird because that 6-2 defeat, I think we went on like a 12-game unbeaten run after that. So I think it actually gave them the kick.
You ought to be thanking Ryan.
But our coach the other night said after the defeat last night that it's a bit 2 steps forwards, 1 step back, and kind of
it feels like that.
And I think there's probably a dozen clubs that are all probably
exactly the same
thing.
You take Walsall last night.
Yeah.
I mean, our best performance of the season against Notts County, where it was a really good 90-minute performance, beat them convincingly, and then last night you get done with the boring low block, and you just you miss from a yard out with a header, and then give a goal away, and then that's it. And night. So it's just the way it goes, isn't it, this season?
Well, I think to Dave's point, I mean, again, if you'd have won yesterday, you'd have been 4th. I mean, that's the thing. It's so yin and yang, and that's the only concern for me. And I don't want you guys to, but it's like Walsall. For me, invariably, we're going to have the great drop off at some point this season. It just seems to be an.
Did it start last night? That's the one I'd like to know.
I really hope we'd never do a nicer team. Swindon, obviously, we beat them, but they're back on form. Bromley's the one that I don't know what you guys think, but I did not see that coming. I mean, the fact the last 5 won every game.
I think we said to both you lads when we interviewed you earlier in the season, what do you think of Bromley? Because we thought they were bloody awful team to play. Awful.
Not exciting team at all.
Bloody well organised. I mean, Dave, you got a 2-2 draw out of them, didn't you?
Yeah.
I don't know how you got on, Ryan.
We've spent many years in League Two with in the National League with Bromley. So Michael Cheek has haunted us for years. So it doesn't surprise me at all. That team, that club, they seem to follow us. So it feels like almost if we get promoted this season, they're probably going to get promoted as well, and we'll be playing Bromley in League One. They're like a ghost that follows us, like Christmas Carol or something. Michael Cheek. I was going to say though, actually, I was looking at the league table after 23 games last season, and the promoted teams at that point were sitting in 2nd, 4th, 5th, and 10th.
Really?
Because Bradford were actually sitting in 10th at that point.
Oh, right, yeah. They went quite a run, didn't they, at the end?
If 2nd, 4th, 5th, and 10th go up again, then you lot will be happy, but I won't.
Ryan will be happy. Ryan, do you want to talk us through this 2-0 home defeat to Bromley?
No.
They're horrible, aren't they? Horrible.
I don't get it. I mean,
I don't understand it.
I mean, so Ryan can talk about. I mean, what I don't get, and no disrespect to Bromley, but you look at that squad, and there is no one, with the exception of Cheek, that I can generally say, "Wow, what a player." But
why hasn't he got injured yet? Come on, you boys. What are you doing?
Incredible.
I'll be honest. The game against Bromley was very similar to the game that we had last year against Bradford at home. Bradford, when you saw Bradford play, whether it was just the stripy tops that they had, their team looked like rugby players.
Yeah.
Bromley was the same. You looked at their back line. Omar Schwamney's 17'5". He's 6.5 foot wide. The signs and the showing of Omar Schwamney now, we never saw when he played for us. So that's really annoying.
That's just so frustrating when you get that, isn't it?
Yeah. But you looked at their back line, all big guys. They've got Michael Cheek up front, someone that he'll score if he just spin on a postage stamp and score a goal. And they had like wingers that were just very quick to get down the line. And the first half, they just sat back. And then in the second half, when we was like, right, we're going to go forward a bit more, they were like, right, this is the trigger. And they just hit us on the counter. And both of their goals were just counter-attack goals. They got the wins. Sorry, they weren't counter-attack goals. They were set-piece goals. And Danny Cowley even said after the game, the one thing against Bromley that you don't want to do is give them set pieces. And both of the set piece goals that they scored were just silly fouls in a silly area. And their player was just like, go on in Cheek, go on Schwamney, get up there, get your head on this. And we just played into their hands. So the reverse leg will be interesting because we will have learnt a lot more from it. But I'll be honest, the way that they're playing at the moment, no one wants to play them.
Yeah. Nobody wants to play them. I agree. I mean, I remember when we played them, Aidan. You were there with me, and they were bloody relentless against us. I found it almost overwhelming. I felt they were coming for me next. You know, I mean, it was such. It was relentless. We couldn't get rid of the ball quick enough, and then of course it just came straight back again.
And again, it's funny that Ryan mentions this, but they do remind me of Bradford in the fact that it's an Alexander style of management of I'm going to drill you like an army sergeant until you are running and your fitness is off the scale.
Yeah,
because that's almost making up for that. And again, no disrespect, but the lack of the skill that you would have against other teams. So, like again, if looking at the squads that we've got here, like Colchester, Chesterfield, ourselves on paper against a Bromley, you'd think, yeah, you could probably see those teams winning it. In reality, they just, for me anyway, from when we've played them, they've just seemed far more physically fit. Not just the skill, but the determination and the desire, which Alexander did when we had him as gaffer, and he just ran everyone into the ground. So I don't know if that's going to cause, in the second half of the season, whether you start seeing a few injuries because of that. I don't know. And the interesting thing will be as well the January window, because if there's players there that have done well, our clubs then come in from the bottom half of League One and try and approach Bromley for a few of those players. They need the money. They've already stated that they're a selling club. Does that disrupt the flow? So that's the thing. And it's like to Dave's point, the teams that are second, third, first at the moment, will they be there at the end of the season? There's part of me, and sorry, Dave, close your ears, but there's part of me that wants Bromley to go up. Just to see, would they hold their own in League One, or is it just a complete fluke? I think the latter, to be honest. And it will burst their bubble. But then I think if they went up, they'd probably go in free fall and go back to the National League, because it's just how those things tend to happen and carve themselves out. But it's I mean, the other two that are there now, I think out of the three at the moment, Swindon for me are probably the one I would say will be there at the end of the season without a question.
You don't think so, Dave? You see, Dave's shaking his head. Ryan's agreeing. I thought, with due respect to everybody here tonight and anybody that we've played before, I thought Swindon was the best team we've played this season. And we beat them. And I'm not saying that because we beat them. We've lost to worse teams.
Well, I'd couple that with the fact, again, I know it was a cup game, but the Colchester game I thought was one of the best games.
I thought it was a cracking game. I didn't want to go. You persuaded me to go.
And see, it was worth every penny of it. There you go. But no, sorry, Dave, you said you don't agree. I mean, what's your thoughts on Swindon?
At the moment, there's only Walsall I think will go up. That I'm convinced will go up. The rest, I'm not. With Walsall, I'm not convinced, and I've not got much to go on it. But I'm not convinced it's so much of a harmonious squad and kind of setup that you get in teams that are promoted. I've kind of heard a few little, bits from kind of fans of theirs or whatever of, players falling out with bits, or, they signed kind of DJ Oldacre from us, who was a great player for us, but was a bit of a, I don't know, didn't always seem to fit in with the character of the rest of the group. So I'm not convinced that they'll stay the course, and I think they'll have a dodgy month at some point and drop out a bit. There's only Walsall at the moment I'm convinced will be up. The rest of it, I think, is all up for grabs.
Okay, that's it. They may well be, Dave. Maybe it's just my bias as part of me, just the arrogance of them. I just see them falling off. Playoffs, I don't think they'll be out completely, but I think playoffs is probably where they'll end up personally. But again, January's the teller, right? It depends who people bring in January. That can change everything. Albie, sorry, just put a comment on the screen, Cole, about your Coca-Cola.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
Albie, we will be there. But yeah, Coca-Cola bottles will not be needed to be provided. I think, Colin, you won't be there, but I will. I don't know if
the story behind that is, Ryan, I left my Coke bottle at the top and my legs are absolutely knackered, and I persuaded somebody to walk to the back of the stand to get it and come back down. And when he came, he's a lot younger than me, and he looked knackered, so God knows what I'd have been like. I mean, I know we're fast forward. We're halfway through the season, 23, half-term report. Who do you think is the best? But question to both here: who's the best team you think you played this season? Cool, look, they're both blowing.
It's not a team that really sticks out for me, to be honest.
No, I know it's funny, isn't it?
We've had it's weird because we've had kind of, we've had half a good match against a lot of teams, not many full 90 minutes against a lot of teams. It is probably a Swindon or a Walsall or someone like that
Right.
that's maybe the Swindon at home when we lost that, they were really good, but I'm still not convinced that they might beat us when they're up for it, but are they going to then win it, Tranmere away on a Tuesday night? Not too convinced. So yeah, I don't know. It sounds a bit arrogant, doesn't it? But I don't really think anyone's really stood out at all this season. I mean, losing 6-2 at Colchester wasn't great, so I should probably say that.
I still go on record and say that day it wasn't that Chesterfield were bad. It was just that day, whatever we did, it just worked.
Yeah. I think you said that, didn't you? Just about everything you tried came off, didn't it?
Yeah, it one of our players could have got it from 35 yards out, flicked it, balanced it on his head, and then volleyed it, and it had probably gone in. It was just that weird anomaly day where every Col U fan was looking around like, "Is this actually happened?" It was.
Yeah. I can remember. I can't remember what game we were in at that day. Of course, everybody's looking at the phone, checking the scores, and we're going, "What the hell is going on at bloody Colchester?" Because Chesterfield were doing quite well at the time, I believe, weren't they?
Yeah, I think he was floating in and around the playoffs. We were sort of, it was when we were sort of in our sort of like up and down roller coaster sort of stage. And then it was from that game where we then sort of took ourselves on a nice little run. But yeah, it weren't just people all around. It was even people in Colchester. They were looking at their phones going, no, it is actually happening. I think what the weirdest bit is I think it was Jack Payne gets a hat trick, and then the week later Harry Anderson gets a hat trick, both at home, and it was just like we've seen 2 hat tricks in 2 weeks, and it was like the last hat trick we saw was like 8 years ago, so it was just mental. But for me, the team instantly, when you said about standing out, for me it's Bromley. They were very, very good. Cambridge at the start of the year, they came down and done an absolute number on us. But more recently, Boxing Day, we went down to Crawley, a team that are sort of down at the bottom, sort of maybe struggling to get some results. They played some really, really nice football. Their striker Loft, a big guy, really sort of couldn't hit a barn door. He put it out for a throw-in from 6 yards out, but a typical sort of like, I'll be honest, it's suit Bromley to an absolute T. Yeah. He was like 6'3", height and wide. Everything went up to him. He was strong. He was aggressive. They had another lad that in the midfield had his head bandaged, his hand like wrapped up. You could tell he was just an absolute enforcer in the middle.
Probably been on someone's door the night before.
Yeah, probably. But yeah, like Crawley stood probably not as like one of the best teams, but definitely a team where I think coached the fans that day were like, right, good Boxing Day win at Crawley, and they made it very, very difficult. I mean, the refereeing performance was a joke, but hey ho. But yeah, Crawley were another one that I have to give credit to.
Really,
they made it very difficult for us to play our football.
So, boys, we don't know your financial, not personally, but your club, how well off you are, or what aspirations you've got for January signings. Are you expecting much going on? Are there any whispers you're aware of at your clubs?
Well, Robbie, obviously, Colchester is still up for sale. Robbie is still
I forgot that.
Robbie is still looking at a buyer. There have been photos and rumours of different buyers from different parts of the world at the games. I personally thought maybe something would have been done for January to then sort of give Danny and Nicky maybe some finances. But it seems like the clubs, there's nowhere near sort of the signing over a new deal. Robbie's come out and said, if we want to bring players in, players have got to go.
Yeah.
There are a few fringe players maybe that will potentially have contracts ripped up to then allow finances to then bring players in on loan. But I think the main thing for Colchester fans is obviously Micah and Bick. It's if he goes, what are we going to do?
How much do you want for him?
Well, yeah, it's us and Notts County. Both of us are sitting there dreading January the 1st because either
we got picked up a lot about. They're on about selling Jatta. They're on about selling Dennis.
Yeah.
Seems a bit crazy to me, but long gone are the days where they could afford to finance all people like Michael McGoldrick or Danny McGoldrick. Was Danny McGoldrick?
David
McGoldrick.
Yeah,
I mean, I just if I was a Notts County fan and I was listening to that sort of language from the people who owns it, I'd think shit. If we go up this year, we're going nowhere next year. I would hate it. I mean, we're in a unique position for us that we were a selling club. We used to dread January because it was a case of, turn off all the phones, pull the internet out the wall, don't let anybody talk to anybody sort of thing. Who's he going to, because Pete Winkleman, if he'd have offered a bag of quavers and 50p, he'd have sold anybody, But now we're in a unique position where we're actually almost like predators, if you like. We can go in and unsettle a few clubs, by putting in spurious bids for people. I mean, we're even thinking of starting bidding from the AFC squad.
Just to
piss them right off.
I think for me, though, it's like, to your point, Cole, as if I was Notts County right now, you're in with a serious shout of promotion this season.
And you're on about selling your top two players.
And I mean, again, to be fair, like I said to you, the away game and home game being quite close together, just how things have panned out. Both games I felt were going to be hard. And to be fair, like yesterday, first half, County are probably one of the best drilled sides I've seen in terms of attacking and in terms of defence. So to then say you're going to sell those players, potentially probably to League One, squads who are probably there or thereabouts struggling and want to boost their squad, they're just going to pull themselves out of any contention.
Yeah.
Ludicrous.
Yeah, that's sending the wrong message to me.
Yeah.
The other thing with Notts County as well, and the like transfer bit that I was alluding to is Colchester have Micah and Bick, and Notts County have Carnu. I think it's Notts County have Carnu, or is it Walsall?
Yeah, I think it is.
One of them is potentially going to. Oh, it's Walsall. They've got Carnu. One of the Bick or Carnu are going to be recalled by Charlton. Carnu could be recalled by Charlton and go into League One, and Bick can't. So I think what we're sort of hoping is Bick's left alone, but Charlton's manager Nathan Jones has basically said that they're monitoring the two, and one of them, he's alluding to that one of them is going to be coming back. For us, if we was to lose Micah and Bick, and obviously the other one as well, as you was alluding to, with MK being a selling club, Colchester's a selling club, Kyrie's Lisby is one that League One clubs are going to be sitting there, and there's one not too far away called Peterborough that like to buy our very good players. They've got his brother Kyrell, so
swap deal, Ryan. Swap deal.
I think Peterborough are potentially sitting there realizing we got the wrong brother.
Yeah,
but if they buy Kyrie, loan us Kyrell, and we can get Kyrie out of Kyrell, trying to stay on track here. I think we'd be pretty good. But I think they're the two that, if we was to lose Bick, lose Kyrie's Lisby, I think they're the two where Colchester fans will be sitting there thinking, that's not good. But Lisby's under contract. He's a young player. He's got a really high ceiling. So hopefully there'll be a figure. And if a club come in and go, here you go, here's the money you're after, then hopefully it can be put to good use. But
what about you, Dave? Any similar worries, or how are you financially, or?
We're kind of all right. I think they're wanting to kind of be sustainable, but at the same time, I think we're probably all right to go and sign the players that we want before we have to move players out, which puts you in a bit of a better position, doesn't it? Because if the players you want to move out, if there's not that many clubs that want them and they're the 4th, 5th or 6th choice player on the list, then it can be the 3rd or 4th week of January, can't it, before you get the players out? So
it's squeaky bum time, doesn't it?
Get the players in. We've already signed a British guy who was playing in Canada, who's a centre back, who's kind of a big, tall, pacey centre back, which we needed. So he's just getting international clearance, and we're signing Freddie Ladapo, who was last at Huddersfield, big kind of rangy striker. He's been training with us for about a month, I think, because he weirdly left Huddersfield in like October, something like that.
Yeah, it was a weird one.
So he's coming in and will be available for the Oldham game, I think, on New Year's Day. So we've got kind of 2 that are in already. And then there's a few. We tried to sign Ben Ward from Accrington just before the transfer window shut, and we'd agreed 100 grand with them apparently, and then they doubled the price. But he's out of contract at the end of the season, so I think we'll probably go back in for Ben Ward. And then we've also apparently trying to go. We might be close to signing Patterson from Bradford.
Ryan's shaking his head to that question on the screen. Does anybody want Hogan?
Yeah.
Well, that's what he's supposed to say.
So we've so Alex Patterson is a potential apparently, because he's fallen out with Alexander at Bradford, so he might be coming to us. And then the last one was Braybrook at Newport, who has obviously been there, standout, hasn't he, on loan from Leicester, but his loan ends tomorrow. So apparently there's a whole host of teams that are after him, of which I can imagine there's a lot near the top of League Two, and then plenty in League One that will potentially be looking at him. So I think I think Paul Cook said he wants about 5 in, something like that.
Right.
But it'll probably be 3 or 4 out at the same time. We definitely, I think, for us to finish top 3, we're going to have to get more points than we got in the first half of the season. So we're going to have to get a bit more depth in certain areas, and a bit more athleticism in certain areas, I think, to get that.
They're putting them on to get you going, Ryan. Can we have Jack Payne back? That was the worst bit of business we've ever done.
It was crazy.
When he was running, I think he was at Charlton when he came
back
to
Charlton. That's right.
And how we never followed that up, I don't know. Mental, absolutely mental.
Yeah.
There you go.
Dave, you mentioned about Braybrook. He scored quite a good goal against us. I wouldn't say it was amazing. It was all right. When we played against Newport, he was. If they didn't have if Newport didn't have Braybrook, then we probably would have won that 6 or 7-0. He was absolutely instrumental, and you could tell, but just the way that he just got the ball and just hit it from 10 yards in his own half, you could tell he was like, you are far too good for that team. So if you was to bring him into your midfield, he was some talent.
Really?
He really stood out when we played Newport at home as well. I think of all the players on the pitch, he was taking every corner, every set piece, was dictating every bit of play. And he was one of those where I'm not usually very good at kind of picking out opposition players, but he just stood out.
And where's he from?
But I think there'll be a lot of clubs bigger than us after him, probably.
Sorry, where's he on loan from?
Leicester, wasn't it?
Leicester.
Yeah.
Are you writing this down, Aidan?
I know him already. I don't know. I mean, I think from what Dave said, to be fair, Dave, if you got the targets you've mentioned there, I think you'd be serious contenders for top 3, to be quite honest. I still think you will be. I'll be honest with you. I looked at your results and you were creeping up, and I thought, well, I can see you being there or thereabouts at the end of the season. But I think to Cookie, and again, I highly rate Cookie. Like I do with the Cowleys, to be fair, 2 of the best management teams I've seen, not just at the current clubs, but wherever they've been phenomenal. And I just think, again, he's a shrewd character. He knows what he wants, and he knows how to get out of this league. It's just having the plan. And I think, again, I know we disagree on Walsall, but I do feel, and it's not because I don't think the league's poorer at all this season. I just think it's a lot more open this year. In the last few years, there were 2 or 3 teams you just knew were probably going to run away with it.
It's hard to predict a game now, isn't it? In League Two, it's so hard.
It is, but you look at the table. Great example is like now you've got Newport are off the bottom. I mean, 2-3 weeks ago, I'd have said Newport were nailed on to fall out the league.
Oh, I mean, we watched Newport a few weeks ago. They were awful.
Exactly, but then you've got Bristol Rovers a point above the drop. You would have never thought that at the beginning of the season.
No, second largest wage bill in League Two.
Yeah, 5.2 million. If they go down with that, that's fine.
I don't know who's top of that.
Yeah, of course you do, Cole. Anyway, I think that's about 5.5. It's crazy for me. I still can't get my head around it. But no, I think the point there is like this league, and I know I keep saying it's cliche, is anyone can beat anyone on their day. And if you look at the I'm just looking at the table now, but I mean, right down, I'd probably say to even possibly Crew down in 13th. If one of those teams go on a run,
yeah. See, I thought Crew would be up there. I'm quite surprised they're not. Anyway, fast forward, Ryan, Dave, where do you see yourselves or the end of the season? And and if you don't see yourselves, round about, who do you think the top three are going to be?
So at the start of the season, I had us in fourth. I think it was fourth. Yeah, fourth. I think for us this season, how we ended last season, I think we want it to be playoffs. I think it would have to be playoffs as well. I think if it wasn't playoffs, I think not Colchester United fans, but I think Danny and Nicky would sort of feel that the season was maybe a bit of a failure. But I think to get into the playoffs, I still, as you say, it's still an absolute whirlwind. Like I'm looking at the table myself, and yeah, we get 3 wins and results go our way, and we're sitting on the same amount of points as Bromley. If we lose 3 and results go against us, we're sitting, I think it's 21st, 22nd. Like, it is just absolutely mental, the league at the moment. I'll be honest.
I'm just looking forward to the day it starts settling down and we can get a bit of get my heads around it,
Yeah, I think any of the top 10 teams can win the league and can get playoffs. I think the sort of 10th to sort of 15th, I think they're the ones that they need to start getting the form. And obviously that includes us in, actually, I just thought I'm on home form. I'm an absolute moron. There we go. But it still stands. I think the top 10, they're the ones that are looking at, they could finish anywhere from 10 to first.
Yeah, I agree.
And then the ones sort of 10th to, again, 10th to 15th, maybe including Accrington in that, in 16th, get a nice bit of form going, then brings them into it. And then down the bottom, Harrogate, Newport, Bristol. I mean, Bristol Rovers, where they are, I don't think anyone saw that coming.
What is it? How many games on the trot have they lost now? Is it 11?
Well, in the last 5, they've lost 4, drawn 1. They lost the last 2, drew the one before that, and then lost the 2 before that.
I mean, I can remember having a season like that where we kept going away, and about 5 minutes before the kickoff, we were going, "What the fuck are we doing here?" We know what's going to happen.
Cole, I mean, I'm looking at the table at the moment, and I'll get you guys to do some predictions as well. But out of the bottom 4, I mean, even bottom 5 from Crawley down, any of those could go straight down. The form, with the exception of Newport's win, everyone's lost or drawn. And I'd probably say Harrogate, I wish the best to Harrogate. I think they're done. Do you know what? I think it'll either be Shrewsbury or Bristol Rovers at this rate if their form doesn't pick up.
Really?
Yeah.
And you remember at the start of the season, I said to you, I'd watched Shrewsbury about 3 times, and I couldn't believe how bad they were.
But you look at the goal difference. I mean, Bristol Rovers minus 26. We talk about goal difference could be a point gain. That's a point loss potentially.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's one of those. You always think there's certain teams that you never think will go down, and I hope I'm wrong for Bristol.
Well, look at us last year. We, everybody was saying, tipping us to go up, and bloody hell, we only hung on by our fingertips at the end, didn't we?
5 points. 5 points.
5 points. Yeah.
Nothing.
Dave, where do you see yourselves and the top 3 playoffs? What do you see that situation?
I think it'll all depend on who we bring in January, and obviously in January as well. In those 7 games, I think we've got to play yourselves, Swindon, Bromley, and Salford.
So that's a nice little gentle run for you.
We've got a bit of a nightmare January when you're trying to bed in some new players. We've got a bit of a nightmare January, but I still think we can finish 3rd, and I think we'll be. I'm hopeful we can nab one of those automatic spots. I think it'll be Walsall, yourselves, and us that'll be top 3.
What he just said, I'll take that.
I think Bromley, like you said, once the 46-game season with a small squad can take its toll a bit when you get to like March, April time.
I always get the feeling. Sorry, go on, Dave.
They might stick in there because they're an absolute pain in the arse. But and then Swindon, I think, will drop out. But Yeah, I still think we can finish third, and then, like you say, it's up for a complete gamble for everything else. If we finish in the playoffs again, I just hope that we don't get another kind of defensive team that just nullify you and end up giving you two really boring games, and you go out on narrow goal difference like we did against. Like Walsall did a job on us last year. I'm looking like Cambridge did a job on us last night. I don't want to have to face like Cambridge in the playoffs. That'd just be awful. We don't play well against those.
I always get the feelings, and I'm going to single Bromley out. I always get the feeling that sooner or later teams figure them out a little bit and find a way to beat them. And I'm just wondering if that might. Now we're halfway through, and teams are looking at it, and they look at the league saying, "Bromley, top of the bloody league." Yeah, come on. We've got to find a way to beat it. And once you find one or two teams beating them, like Walsall last year fell away so badly because teams couldn't figure out how to get around Walsall, and all of a sudden, just Walsall exploded, didn't they? Or imploded, or something, whatever one you want. But I mean, I got a feeling that teams are going to figure out. I still think Bromley make the playoffs, but I got a feeling they'll drop out the top three.
Well, I always feel comment. Sorry,
I always feel as well that when the reality of promotion gets closer, some teams react really well to that, and some teams don't. And at the moment, like Bromley, all respect to Bromley, like I say, we've been in National League with them for many years. Like I've seen a few Bromley fans going, "Oh, I'm taking screenshots of this because it's the time we were top and stuff like that," and they're convinced they're going to fall away. The players might be kind of enjoying being up there and enjoying the battle at the moment, but then if it gets to like, if we win 2 more games, we're promoted to League One. It's like, how does the pressure?
Yeah.
We've got if like teams like us, we're fortunate in that you can go out and give a big wage to, a Will Grigg or a Carl McFadzean or whoever who have got promotion experience, and if it gets to title winning games, you kind of hope they rise to the occasion for it. But who knows? It wouldn't surprise me if Bromley go and win the lot and get 100 points.
Please God, no. I think I just cry, to be honest. Chris has raised a good point, and I think I agree with him. He said, I think the playoffs this year will carry the best quality we've seen in recently 2 years. So much quality on display. And it is. It's like we've talked about in the past, Cole, League One. League One got harder and harder. And obviously when we didn't have the finance, we were standing still and finding it harder to do anything.
Well, like I say, if you stand still, you fall backwards.
Yeah. Exactly, but you look at even League One. I think it's up to like 9th or 10th, down to like the second bottom team. There's 3 points in it. It's that close, and it just goes to prove that no league's easy, but they get harder and harder. So, yeah, Bromley. Yeah, I think it's just an enigma. It's one of those. It's the Leicester. If they win the league, it'll be like Leicester winning the Premier League. It's one of those that it's just a quirk, and we'll all be like, "Well done," but we really hate you. So it's just like.
It's guaranteed the last game of the season is going to be great. Because
of course
there's going to be 4 or 5 teams. Like we did it last day of the season last year away at Accrington, won and grabbed 7th. I think leapfrogged a couple of teams on the last day of the season. So I think it could be like 4 or 5 teams.
It looks like it's going to go that way, doesn't it?
Day of the season or something. Could be amazing.
Yeah,
looks like I could see the last game of the season. About 3 or 4 teams win, lose, or draw. Could win the title. It could come. You could come from 4th to 1st. Anything.
Exactly. You might be worrying about dropping out the playoffs, but then finish 3rd and get automatic. Yeah. It could be that dramatic on the final day. It could be horrendous.
It is
in an induced coma for a couple of days, and then tell me the results when you wake me up.
No, the miracle of Bromley going up could be equally as the miracle if Wolves hold out. They will have the same points as a triangle before the year is out. So there we go.
How are they getting on? Are they playing
1-1,
tonight?
1-1. They're on for 3 points. There you go.
Where are they? Oh, 1-1. Yeah,
1-1.
Man United Wolves.
Could end up with 3 points by the end of the night.
Yeah.
There we go. Who said that Christmas wasn't the time of giving? But yeah, I mean, for you, Ryan, where do you see, obviously, with Colchester at the end of the season, if you're a bit of a better man, where do you see yourselves ending up, or where do you expecting to sort of land?
Obviously listening to what you guys were just saying with the playoffs. I genuinely think it could be that on the last game.
Oh yeah.
If it went into last game of the season with the table as it is now.
Who have you got, by the way, Ryan? Can you remember?
I think we got Cheltenham away. Give me 30 seconds.
Dave, who you got? Do you know?
Yeah.
We've got.
You're not as worried as we are, then.
If it's Bromley, I'm off. I'm
Our last home game is against Notts County, and then we got Cheltenham
away
on the last day.
Oh my word! Really? That could be. Well, bloody hell! Yeah. We're away at Fleetwood. We're away at Fleetwood.
Yeah, I'm going to be a
one-game shootout.
Come on, Ryan, do you want to swap with Dave? Would you like Swindon last game of the night?
No.
I'll be back in Chesterfield all the way on the last day. That is for sure. That is for sure. Oh God, that's mad. That's mad. But yeah, I mean, talking about games, obviously over the Christmas period, I know you've got obviously us up next, Ryan, but then you've got Aki at home, I think as well. So I mean, from where you sat now, we'll talk about the game in a minute. But out of those two games, what would you like to see points wise as a decent return for Colchester?
6.
Obviously, but yeah.
I'll be honest. Of the 4 sort of game, like sort of Boxing Day to the game on the 4th against Accrington, I think for Colchester we were hoping for 8 points, and I'll be honest, the 2 wins, I would not be sitting here hoping that they come against MK and Accrington. I think we were sort of banking on a nice Boxing Day win and then go to Gillingham. Like, we knew it was going to be a tough game. We knew it was going to be a very physical game, both on the pitch and off the pitch.
That's got to be one of your closest games, isn't it? Is that right?
Yeah. I would say either Gillingham or, again, giving them their little plaudits, Bromley are probably our closest, or maybe even Cambridge. Cambridge might be a little bit closer. But yeah, to then sit there to be like, right, if we're going to get the 8 points over the Christmas period, to then say that, right, we'll get them against MK and Accrington, I don't think that's probably going to happen. I'll be honest, I can see us just both games being a draw.
Okay.
And then
don't worry, Dave's going to predict a draw in a minute.
Well, then after that, we've then got Dave, and we've got Chesterfield away on the 10th of Jan.
Do you two want to have a little chat, and we'll just sit and watch?
So for me, but like looking at our next 3 games, all I really see are draws. If I'm a better man, I'm seeing draws, and then after that, we've got Bristol Rovers away. So that's the one where I'm like, right, that needs to be a good win, and then it's Fleetwood, Grimsby, and Crewe to see out the month.
You wouldn't like to be the team that breaks that run of theirs, would you?
No, but that is a Colchester thing to do. It was the same last season. I think the first 6 games Morecambe played, they lost 1-0. Colchester come to town and it was a 3-3 draw. So it's just a Colchester thing to do to break.
We've all got these little foibles, haven't we? Like you know, like I always say, if there is a way to screw a game up, we'll find it.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yep.
You know.
Yeah, it's always our way. I mean, Dave, from your perspective, I think you've got Oldham away, and then obviously us. So how you feel about? I mean, Oldham's a strange one because actually defensively they're quite good. They just don't seem to score many. So, I mean, is that a team that you're fearful of, or do you feel like confidence against that? I mean, again, the 2 games, what sort of your points tell you thinking is going to be a return for Chesterfield?
Strange is definitely the right word for Oldham, especially their fan base. Had some funny games with Oldham when they came down to the National League last time. It's odd, isn't it? We won 3 in a row, and then we had the weird defeat last night. So actually,
have you seen that? What's on the screen?
Oh,
Bromley versus Walsall, last game of the season.
It's going to be a lot of places changing hands, I think, last day of the season. But yeah, so we've got 9 points from 12, so we've actually been all right we've done really well over the Christmas period. Oldham, I think we can go to Oldham and win. Like, their strike force, they've got Joe Quigley and Kane Drummond, who were kind of 2 of our strikers that we released because they didn't score many. So, and actually we got some money from Oldham for him. So obviously they've got Mellon, who's scoring some goals, haven't they? But I don't think he played last night. So we're kind of confident that you could actually go to Oldham and win. But at the same point, they're another one of those teams that we don't necessarily do that well against because they're in terms of their style of play. And then conversely, I'd be kind of almost a bit more confident against MK because of how you play and how it kind of and the games that we've had in the past. So I think we could get 4 points. I'd be happy with 3. I wouldn't be distraught at 2. So because we've still got Dobra out. Dobra's out injured, not back for 2 weeks. Markande's out injured, not back for 2 weeks. We had our left back and our second choice centre back and our third choice centre back kind of all injured last night. So we've got kind of gaps in the team where you kind of think, oh, actually, we need the reinforcements. And I'd kind of prefer to be playing down at MK at like the end of the month rather than the start of it when we've got some of those players back. So it's kind of one of those where you're trying to muddle through and get as many points as you can. Because obviously, as we've seen with the league, 1 point could be the difference this season between coming third, fourth, or seventh and eighth. So actually, if you can go and grab a point from a game you don't play that well in, then you need to be happy at that point. Because last night against Cambridge, we had chances to get a point out of that game, and that might be a point we regret not grabbing last night.
There's always a stage of the season you look back on and you think, if only. You know, if goal came around and dropped the ball. It's a very good question for both of you lads at the bottom of the screen.
Yeah, I mean, Danny's saying about the injury concerns because it's something, and again, I'll just touch on what Dave said about like rather play us later. But again, like we've got Mendes Lang who's out injured long term. Will Collar who's just come I think been pretty decent for us. He's out now.
Kane Wilson's been out all season.
Kane Wilson's due back I think February. Weirdly, and Hepburn Murphy's just come back. We had a few come back, so we've had a few come back, but a few go out like long term injuries. But is that something you're both seeing at both your clubs? So like for you, Ryan and Dave, are you seeing long term injuries? Is it just us? Is it a League Two thing?
So at the start of this, towards the start of the season, we had Ben Perry and Dominic Gape both go out with like ACL, MCL sort of injury, like season-ending injuries. Gape has come back. Perry's still, I think, like a long, long way from injuries, from coming back from injury. Tom Flanagan, another one, came back from an injury, but then picked up another one, which could be his sort of season done. I don't think he's going to be back till maybe March time. So he may feature as a sort of off the bench, last 10 minutes, bring him on to sort of rally the troops sort of thing.
Former Don and your skipper.
Yeah. And also a former Don in Jack Tucker has taken the armband, and my God, has he excelled in the sword. Yeah. The big sort of one for us at the moment is last night we lost Harry Anderson to quite a sort of horrible looking injury. Was helped, like sort of arms over two players' shoulders, helped off the pitch. Crikey.
Oh, wow.
And looking at a screenshot I've got up here from the Gazette, Danny has said that it doesn't look good, unfortunately. It looks like he's opened his knee. So that could be another
I know
ACL,
that feels
MCL, sort of style injury. So there are a few injury concerns. The squad is a little bit light. For the game against MK, I think it will be an easy sort of change. Instead of it being Lisby and Anderson on the wings, it will probably be Lisby and Edwards. So I hope your fullbacks are fast because they're not slow. But obviously the form that Anderson's in at the moment, it is going to be a big, big miss. But
Arsenal just taken the lead, by the way, against Aston Villa. Thanks, Ash.
What Edwards offers in his speed and his sort of pace, we don't get that from Anderson, but we get the sort of never say die, we'll fight till the end attitude from Anderson that we maybe don't see as much now in Edwards. So there are a few injury concerns for Colchester. So it will be interesting to see. What will be interesting to see what player comes in on the bench to replace Edwards being on the bench. I think that's the main concern at the moment, is when these first team players get an injury, it's then who's the sort of replacement for the player coming in.
I've got a question on that, Ryan, because one of the things we've talked about recently at Don's is the academy. We haven't seen much come through. Are you, and I say for you, Dave, are you seeing much come through? Any talent sort of filtering out?
We've got a couple that are sort of coming through that are sort of ones that Colchester fans are keeping an eye on. Obviously, in the past, he's scored in the African Cup of Nations. Junior Chamadou was one that came through. last season, Jaden Fevrier was one that lit the league on fire, and then got his big move to. Got his move to Stockport. Obviously, Sammy Smodix in the past has come through the academy. So Colchester have got a very good academy. We've got a few sort of central midfielders, Milton Oney, Ronnie Harvey, that look like they are very good, but they're very young, very inexperienced. So I think to chuck them in to the team at the moment, they'll do a good job. But when you're looking at, we've got Arthur Reed and Teddy Bishop and Jack Payne as like a little triangle, one of them gets injured and then you chuck in an 18-year-old against a team like MK with Kelly Gilby in the middle, against, saying the name again, a Bromley, a young 18-year-old is probably going to get found out. Dominic Gape, unfortunately, is just not sort of showing the Gape that we thought we was going to sign. So I think that is an area where we'll look at in January to see if we can strengthen. But yeah, the squad depth is a little bit of a sort of concern, but there are a few bright sparks in the academy.
Oh, that's good to hear. I mean, Dave, from Chesterfield's perspective, twofold on the injury front. But I mean, the thing everyone watching will want to know is, will Grigg still injured? What's the situation there? And then obviously from a wider perspective, there are a number of sort of players that you're hoping stay fit, or a bit injury concerns for you as well.
Yeah, we had an absolute nightmare with injuries last season, but they were all kind of contact injuries from games. So it was just tackles, really. So there wasn't really much they could do about it last year, and it just ended up everyone getting injured. This season, we've not had as many injuries, but they've been to kind of key players that you wouldn't want to get injured. So Dobra did his hamstring, was out.
It's never the bad players that get injured, is it? Have you noticed
exactly.
that?
Ryan Stirk, we really missed from centre midfield because he's been great since he signed from Walsall. We missed him for like about 6 weeks. You mentioned kind of Griggy was out for a bit, and it's all been kind of, we've not had many injuries, but they've been in areas where they're either the best players or areas where the cover's not that great.
Yeah,
so it's just sod's law, isn't it? Griggy is back now, so he kind of had a I think it was like a calf or a groin problem, something like that. And it was one of those where they've just kind of, because he's obviously a bit older, he's like 34, 35 now, they've kind of really taken the time to ease him back. And at the same time, we've had Lee Bonis, who we signed from ADO Den Haag in the summer, who was kind of Northern Irish striker who was scoring well in the second division in Holland. And he's kind of scored, I think, 9 in his last 12, I think, something like that. So it was really kind of started to find form. So that's kind of kept Grigg on the bench to like little 20-minute, 30-minute cameos kind of recently. So yeah, for us, it's about trying to get Dobra and Markande back and trying to get a few extra signings in and around them.
Dobra feels like a big miss to you.
Yeah, we kind of do a lot of the play. Paul Cook likes to obviously plays 4-2-3-1, always plays his 4-2-3-1, and he very much likes in a game to replace the 3 attacking midfielders behind the striker and the striker on around about 70 minutes and have a fresh 4 attackers on for the last 20 minutes. And we've not been able to do that as much. We've had kind of Dylan Duffy and Liam Mandeville and Ronan Darcy who have kind of been doing all of the heavy lifting. James Berry came back from Wickham and he's not the player he was. I don't know what's gone on there with him. And we had a kind of a striker winger on loan from Man City's kind of under-21 team that hasn't really done that much and is probably going back. So we've just missed doing that. I think last year we were something like in the top 3 in Britain of goals from substitutes. So I think it was like there was a Premier League team, us, and someone in League One, I think Leyton Orient, maybe something like that. So we scored loads of goals from substitutes. This season, we've not hit that same stat just because the players that you can swap in on 70 minutes have not quite been there, which is kind of a key Cook tactic. So I think that's probably what's done us in a lot of games where we could have won a game 2-1 and we've ended up drawing it 1-1 or something like that.
So we've reached that stage of the evening. We have a prediction from you both. Who wants to start, Ryan or Dave? Dave's laughing. I don't know what that means, but
well, what we will do tonight,
Ryan's just left the building.
After we do our ones, I need Ryan and Dave to do a prediction for their game in January.
Yeah. Go on then. Who's starting? Come on, who's starting? Do you want me to start?
I think.
Go on, Dave.
I'll start because I usually always say a draw whenever we play.
Yeah, 1-1 normally.
1-1, 0-0, something like that. I think this time I'll be brave, and I think we're gonna beat you 3-1.
Okay.
It's going to be a memorable day. Sunday lunchtime kickoff. Who doesn't love a kickoff
Sunday
when you're still in your pajamas?
Kickoff, yeah.
So I'll say we'll go hat-trick. McFadden loves having shots from about 50 yards, so I'm imagining that'll probably happen at some point in the match as well.
I know you can't read our notes, Dave. I mean, between me and Aidan, I mean, we do a bit of homework before the game, and I put this as a clash of the two best centre halves in League Two.
Yeah.
Jack Sanders, the Colonel, as we call him, for obvious reasons, and Carl McFadden, who's a legend for MK Dons.
And old enough to be his granddad, probably, Sanders.
Oh, I'm old enough to be his granddad.
He's like 38, 39, but he's still obviously looks after himself. I think he's top of the league for long passes. He's completing something like 8 long passes per game, and I think the next best player has got like 5, something like that. So
there's a moment he scored a goal against AFC with his heel, but that wasn't the moment I remember him for. This bloke went round our keeper. I think it was Dave Martin at the time. Went round our keeper. McFadden blocked it with his foot and fell over. And the ball was like, a foot in front of him. And the bloke came in to side foot it in the back of the net. And McFadden put his head in the way to block it. I mean, the guy was a legend. Hell of a player. Again, another player that we lost, and we should never have lost him.
It was lovely when he signed for us. He said that the reason, because he obviously lives quite close to Chesterfield. I think he only lives in like Dronfield, just up the road. And he said it was the last chance for his kids to see him play football, because I think he'd obviously been at Coventry and stuff like that. And he said that his kids didn't really travel to matches, and he wanted, before he retired, for his kids to see him being a footballer, which I think was quite nice, and obviously gives him motivation to kind of perform, I guess. And of all those players that get little muscle injuries and stuff like that, you can trust the near 40-year-old to be.
Like Lewit and us, when Lewit was playing, he'd play with a broken leg, mate. And some of these, me leg hurts. I got a dead leg. Oh, grow up. You know what I mean? I played with a bloody groin strain for 20 years. So anyway, go on, Ryan, come on, let's have your prediction for Saturday. No, not Saturday. What am I on about? Whatever day of the week it is.
Can I just do a score and not say which team it will be?
That'd be novel.
Because I've got an interesting one as well. Go on.
I think it's going to be a repeat of the FA Cup. I think it's going to be 3-2.
Straight with you on that.
I think it's going to be, and like the FA Cup, the third goal is coming at the end of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what? I'm going to go really deep into it. I think a team.
Let me get close.
No, I'm with Ryan on this. This is exactly where I was going.
I think a team are going to go 2-0 up. The other team are going to get it back to 2-2, and then one of them is going to get a 90th minute winner.
It's going to be real spooky if I'm watching this game, and that's exactly what happens. You're going to go, that bloody Ryan.
And if it does happen, what I'm going to do is I'm then going to walk to the end of my road and walk across the water. A nice big white road. I'm then going to grab some of the water and turn it into wine. But I can see a repeat of the FA Cup, and I can see a team being 2-0 up. I've got a little crystal ball here. I'm just looking into it. A team will be 2-0 up. It will go back to 2-2, and then in the 90th minute, someone will get the winner. And
you see Danny Crowley anywhere in the picture?
Yeah, he's got some crutches, which is interesting.
Out for 12 weeks, yeah.
Yeah. We don't. Anyway, you two boys, you're playing each other, like you said, in a few weeks' time. Is it a couple of weeks, something like that?
Yeah, a couple of weeks.
2 weeks.
Go on, where did you see that one?
I hope I do hope it's a repeat of the home game, but not for the home team. I think like this will be an interesting question to you, Dave, and some of the Colchester fans listening might care, not care. Armando Dobra, obviously hearing you talking about him, a lot of your play goes through him. He was someone that we had on loan from Ipswich, and he didn't quite look like he was going to be that sort of player. Obviously, he's gone to yourselves, and from what you've been saying tonight, it sounds like he's a real bright talent.
Yeah, it's very much matured. I think when we had him first in the National League, he was the type of player that would get the ball, want to dribble it past everyone, would invariably lose it or pass it out of play or something like that. And actually, I think they worked a lot with him over the last year or two. Obviously, we've got Kieran Dyer on the coaching staff and Paul Cook and Gary Roberts. There's lots of kind of Ipswich connections, which is why we invariably get a lot of people from that way. And he managed in the last season to get goals and assists and kind of release the ball when it's the right time to release the ball, and kind of be a proper contributing factor to the team. Also, he is the player in our team that will wind up both away teams and away fans, because he'll do a bit of diving, he's got that kind of nasty streak that Jack Lester had for us back in the day. You know, he wouldn't hesitate on elbowing someone in the face if that meant that it uprooted them a bit so that he could get a goal later in the game. You know, and every team kind of needs a player like that, don't they? I've just read a book on scouting, and there's a chapter in that book on scouting talking about the players that don't necessarily have all the statistics that show your XGs and what have you, but they're the player that when they play, your team wins. Because and you don't really know why.
Can I stop you? Do you two believe in all this XG bollocks and all the rest of it? Yeah. I was a player and a manager and all the rest of it. If somebody had come over to me, like a coach would have come over to me and said, "Look at this spreadsheet," I'd say, "Go and wipe your backside on it, mate." This is what I'm seeing what's going on out here. Yeah. It's a load of I don't.
It's got.
Sorry,
I'm not. I don't disagree
you're wrong,
with you, Cole, but I think it's an indicator. It doesn't necessarily mean anything, but it gives you an understanding of where you should be based on what they're seeing. But the reality of it is, what comes out on the pitch isn't all. And a point in case of that is
football isn't an exact science, mate.
So a point in case on that was when we went, and again, forgive me, Liam and Simon, because we were having a coffee. So Liam Sweet in our.
You're having a coffee with the upstairs boys, were you?
A few seasons ago in Costas behind Stadium MK, and they pulled out the XG the season we went down under, and
did you punch him in the face?
No, I didn't. But they
probably should have done.
No, to your point, but they said, the XG says that we should be scoring like 1.5 goals a game, and we weren't.
Yeah, but
so that's the point. Is it's an indicator of where we should be. It doesn't reality.
It's not an exact science, mate.
No.
But these backroom people are trying to turn football into a predictable science. It'll never work. There's too many unpredictables in football.
There is. Like signing Scott Hogan.
Too many unpredictables. Like signing Scott Hogan.
Yeah, exactly. It's an half round. You might as well set fire to it every week for as much work as it is. There we go. But no, I mean to the Colchester game point, Cole.
Sorry, I interrupted Dave. I'm sure Dave was going to say something interesting.
Was that? Well, my prediction for that game against Colchester, I think it's going to be a little bit early, maybe for Dobra and Markande to back, but we might have some new signings in. So I think we've only lost like 6 home games in 3 seasons or something. So we've always kind of got to be confident at home, but they're always one of the teams that just when you have teams you just don't seem to always get the results against. It seems to be one of those. So it'll probably end up being we'll dominate the game and then you'll equalise in the 93rd minute or something like that, or it'll be a dodgy penalty call, or it'll be an own goal from one of our players or something like that, or I don't know.
Dear, Dave.
I'm not giving you the respect I need to give you as a team, but it's I can see it being one of those frustrating games and maybe being a point when
you must be a right annoying bastard to stand next to at a football game.
Yeah.
But The bloke next to me yesterday said, "Is there any chance you could be positive at any stage during the game?" And I went, "No." I said, "I've been here too bloody long, mate. Too bloody long." Anyway, sorry. I didn't mean that, Dave, but you know what I mean, you know. Right, okay, okay.
That'd be my prediction. I don't know what Ryan thinks about that match, but it could.
I think it's one of them games where, like you say, either team on the it could be a repeat of the first game.
You want a bit of payback, Ryan, don't you?
Why?
I want a bit of payback.
Yeah.
Oh no, sorry. Yeah, Dave wants a bit of payback.
Actually, yeah. Yeah, I do want payback. It should have been 6-0. Yeah, it should have been 6-0.
Yeah.
No, it's
two dodgy goals for bloody Chesterfield again.
it could literally just be both teams on their day. It could be both teams on their day playing the absolute best football in the world, and it's 0-0, or it could be 5-5. It could be 1-0 in the 90th minute with the scrappiest thing in the world. What I will say, if we get a penalty, if Jack Payne's not on the pitch, just start celebrating, because we can't take penalties to save it. Although we scored one last night, when you actually watched the penalty, if Turner had stood in the middle of his goal, he could have looked down, flicked the ball up, and just gone, cheers, and just walked off. It was not a great penalty, but it went in, so happy days. Right. But yeah, it's one of them games where, like I say, if both teams come to it, play the best that they can play, it's a bit of a sort of Michael Owen sort of like spiel, but who knows what the score could be. Right. But I think Chesterfield will be thinking we need to get some goals back on these from the first game.
Now, there is the potential at the end of the season that we could be sitting here with another person and saying, right, we're all in the playoffs. What do you reckon? Now, that is a big possibility, isn't it? So,
yeah, definitely.
So, Dave, you'll be... No, this is your last visit, wasn't it? So we might have you back for the playoffs. Yeah. He's sitting there going...
Paul Cook's never won a playoffs. He's only ever gone up automatically.
Neither have we, so you're all right.
How many times have we tried, Aidan?
Too many to count. That's what I mean. If Chesterfield and Dons get to the final, it'll be a 0-0 and like extra time, and then it'll go like 2 loops around on penalties.
I'd just like to point out we hold the EFL 2 record for the worst defeat in a playoff.
Yeah, all right, leave it out.
Yeah. So, 8-1 on aggregate, wasn't it?
Cheers, Crawley.
8-1 on aggregate. Yeah, something like that.
Then took their manager, and he nearly took us down anyway. You couldn't ride that.
Yeah.
You couldn't ride it. Anyway, go.
So, Ryan, I'm going to invite you back to our next game. Yeah, is that okay?
Yeah,
Dave,
100%.
Dave will get you back in when we're all in the playoffs together.
All promoted.
That will do like a promotion special when we're all promoted. We'll have a
promotion special
party together.
Yeah, can you see it now? Colchester top.
If we can just, one last thing, if I can just ask for lots of red cards in your next match, especially for MK, if you can just have 20-man scrap, 8 red cards each, it'd be
How have you got on red cards this season then?
Pretty good, actually. Yeah,
you're due then. You're due.
Penalties we're rubbish at. I think we've only had 2 in the last 18 months.
Really?
We're not like Gillingham, who have had about 46 penalties already this season. They're a bunch of divers.
Some teams always do seem to come out of these things well, don't they? No bloody injuries, loads of penalties. Opposition players sent off.
Oh, with Gillingham, it's because they got the Wally with the leather trousers in charge, mate. And he still thinks it's 1978.
Rock and roll football, mate. It's the way forward.
Exactly. I don't know about that. If I saw Gareth Ainsworth walking towards me in leather trousers late at night in Gillingham, I'd be running.
Last time we saw Gareth Ainsworth, got very upset with our fans, didn't he?
I can't think why. I can't think why.
I don't know why. It was about a song they were singing, wasn't it?
There was something, I think that's
right. He got a little bit upset last. He got a little bit upset last night with Danny as well. There was a bit of sort of handbags at dawn, and I was then just having a look because I was waiting for you to go. How many of red cards have we had? We've only had 1. Ellis Ayandalo has got 5 yellow cards, but I can't see if he got a booking. I don't think he got one against the Gills, so I think he's already served that suspension. I hope. But But yeah, there could also be a few retrospective bands.
Really, we've had one of them just recently.
Yeah, with Jackson.
Yeah.
And
there's
as you probably know, Swindon got one where one of their skipper got seven games or something for something that happened that nobody knew much about at all against Cardiff City, apparently, in the cup.
Yeah, after the game, it was a bit sort of handbags. Like Danny and Gareth both went to do like the obligatory handshakes, and Gareth was shouting at Danny. Danny was shouting back, and then all the players got involved. And there is a video where Tavide goes up behind Everett, I think it is, their striker, grabs him by his shirt, pulls him all the way round, and then has his like hands sort of here. So there could be a few retrospective bands come in. But I'll be honest, every single Gills and Colchester player that was on the pitch or in the dugout was involved. So against MK, we might have a completely different team where even I'm sitting there going, who the hell is that in goal? So
I love that
could be good fun. Could be good fun.
Gareth Ainsworth looks like Susan Boyle after a over. Oh, thanks for that, Danny.
You know what, Danny? That's really unfair on Susan Boyle, to be fair.
Yeah.
But, no, I mean Ainsworth is just. I think he does it right. Not just if he can't win a game or is a problem, he has to do something to disturb the other team.
Yeah, taking offence at a song about Akinfenwa. I mean, honestly.
That's better. But
no,
speaking of both the Colchester and the Chesterfield game, what's your predictions for the games?
Me?
Mm-hmm.
I'll let you give a toss.
Charming.
No, seriously. I'm going to go. Obviously, I want it to go the beneficial way for us. So 1-1
for both.
I'm hoping they draw 1-1.
No, I meant from when we.
Oh, I thought you meant
the Colchester Chesterfield game in a minute. I was our two.
I don't know. Colchester, I think, is going to be a draw, 1-1.
Okay.
Hopefully we won't see the scenario Ryan dreamt up because that'll be heart attack sent. I've had enough bloody stress of the game. And Dave reckons 3-1. I reckon 2-1, but not to Chesterfield.
Okay.
I'm really looking forward to seeing McFadzean and Sanders battle it out at corners. That'll be interesting. So
it will be.
I don't know. One final question to you before you go. We noticed a right drop off in the game from Boxing Day to last night, energy wise. Did you recognise any of that in your games?
Yeah, I think there wasn't as like Kyrus Lisby wasn't as sharp in the game last night. I think there was about 20 or 25 minutes in, Ian Dolo had a throw in, and as he's standing there drying the ball, you can see he's breathing pretty heavily. Obviously for us, it was two back. Although Crawley and the Gills, it's not a million miles away. It's not like we've had Barrow and then gone all the way over to like Bristol Rovers. They are very close games, and both probably travelled on the day of the game. But yeah, it is. And like when I was like getting ready, I was listening to what you were saying about how many games are being played.
It's too many, mate. Yeah.
But like the Matt on Gills in the Blood, no one cares about the EFL. EFL don't create any talent. The EFL is a nothing league. Football only exists for the Premier League and then the Championship from sort of March, April onwards. But yeah, there's never been any players that have come from the EFL and then played in the Premier League and gone on to anything. There's certainly not one playing at Real Madrid. So, you know, it's a funny old thing. Premier League players come out and say they're playing too many games, but then you look.
And only played 38 in the season.
Yeah. You look at like Colchester never going to get like to a final of a cup, but if you went sort of 4 or 5 rounds deep in both cups, and then you get to the final of the Virtue Trophy, you're then playing similar sort of games to what Premier League players are playing. And obviously, the Premier League teams, they've got 30, 40 man squads. They can just change people willy nilly. We can't. We field the same sort of 18 week in, week out. So it is crazy.
There's too many games over the festive period.
Yeah. 100%.
And I think it puts players at a greater risk of injury, you know.
Yeah.
And no, it's not very not really take into consideration, the lower league clubs.
What I always don't get is why the season ends when it ends, when the weather's always nice, there's never any rain, and then during January, February sort of time, it's cold, it's wet, grounds are frozen, but just that's when you have a break. That's when you have the end of season.
Well, they do it most European ones, right? Like you say, the Bundesliga do it from, I think it's like last 2 weekends ago to the 15th of Jan. And it's just a break and it makes such a difference. Yeah. And also what I would say is, why I like the winter pause, and to your point about like, well, we don't hear, is you could be having a torrid time in the league and that 3 or 4 week break can just change everything.
Yeah.
Really can.
Yeah, just think as well, like for the players, if they're having like
all out and have a
sorry, Dave.
All out.
Orange, I haven't seen it years.
I love January, February football. It's I prefer football in January, February than August. I hate watching football in August. Too hot. You're boiling hot. They're giving them drinks breaks every 5 minutes. All that nonsense. I'm all up for the yellow football and a cup of bog roll.
What? And the guy with the broom clearing the snow off the lines.
Off the lines. Yeah.
Chesterfield 3, Colchester 2. You'll be pleased to know, Dave.
I think for me, so looking at the 3 games, we're going in chronological order, but I think I'm with Ryan on the 3-2. I genuinely feel, and I'm not just saying this because you're on the thing, I actually look forward to the game because it was such a good game of football. If you were a neutral, it was a hell of a game for League 2 or FA Cup, to be fair. At the time.
It was a very good game. I enjoyed it.
It was. You've got 2 teams with exceptionally good players. I think, again, old players always come back to haunt you. Jack Payne, Tucker. I think one of them's going to be on the score sheet, for no doubt. I think it could be 3-2 or even 3-3, I would say, potentially. But I couldn't call it, Ryan. Unlike you, I think 3-2, last time we got it, we were behind twice. We came back and then we nicked it. And
Mystic Ryan.
Well, for me, it was sort of the width of a Rizzler in terms of who was going to come out on top because it was such a hard game to call. When I walked away, when we came out the ground, I spoke to a lot of Colchester fans. They came up to Colin and I and just said, what a great game.
They did. Yeah, quite a lot of people come up and spoke to us. They said, what a cracking game of football. Well played. Good luck for the rest of the season.
Absolutely, and likewise. And I think it's going to be 3-2. I would hope, I'm going to obviously say, I hope it's going to be us that comes out on top. But Colchester at home, and I know you're having a bit of a torrid time, but it's not an easy place to go, Ryan.
No.
No one enjoys going there and thinking they're going to get 3 points. And I don't think that necessarily it's going to be an easy game, but I think it's going to be a ding dong, lots of goals, and I'm actually going to perversely enjoy that whoever wins. But I hope we come top.
Something wrong with you?
Well, exactly right. So, there we go. But no, I hope we come. I think we can, but it's just too tight to call. The Chesterfield game, again, it's the tale of ex-players. McFadden and Griggy. I think Griggy will, if he's playing, will score. I can see it happening. And it's going
to don't make him smile anymore.
No, it's look, full respect to Chesterfield.
It's becoming sickening, mate.
No, every time we play Chesterfield, it's been a tough game. You've been in the game.
Yeah, we have. We've had some tight games with Chesterfield over the years.
Yeah, and again, perversely, in terms of that, but I actually enjoy playing the teams around you. And again, I'll put Colchester in that as well because it's a good footballing side. But good footballing sides with good players is a great thing to go and watch. Again, we're at home. I think it's going to be a tight 2-1. And again, I probably couldn't say which way, but I'm going to obviously say I think hopefully Don's for the home advantage. But again, equally a really, really tight game. Really, really tight game on that one. And I think if we came out with 4 points in the last 6 points, if we came out with the same tally again out of the next 2 games, I'd be really happy with that, Cole. Really happy with that.
Right. I'm exhausted, mate.
Well, and for the Chesterfield Colchester game, you're not going to like this, but I think it's going to be a 3-3 draw. But there we go. I don't know why. Because I can see Chesterfield are hurting and smarting from the previous result. Will want to go for it. And I think the fact that you're going to go hell for leather for it will give Colchester opportunity to come back into it. I can just see it being a seesaw game.
Just round it up to 4-4 and then we'll have let in 10.
4-4, why not? I think it's Christmas. Let's do it. But I can see goals galore on it. I'm going to be watching that one intently, that's for sure.
Wouldn't surprise me. If there's one thing about Chesterfield at the moment, we've although last few games we've been a lot better in defence, but this season generally we've been pretty good at letting in goals. Pretty good scoring them as well, so it usually makes for an entertaining affair.
Absolutely right.
Oh, lovely. Well, I look forward to somebody else being festively minded in the spirit of giving and all that.
Well, Ryan has just said it'll be revenge for Chesterfield, and they put 6 past Colchester 6-1. There you go.
Yeah.
So we've gone from 2-2.
I think at 6-1 we'd win on aggregate as well, so I'd go for that.
Win on aggregate. There you go.
Right, we'll let you boys go. You've been here, blood. You've been here ages, haven't you?
Oh, I've enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it, guys. Thank
Kick
you
off
so
about
much.
6 hours.
Why have you got a Shammy Schmodic shirt in the background?
He's a legend.
Okay,
He's a legend. It's the size of a postage stamp, though. It's very, very small.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's one of those things when you get it closer to the screen, it doesn't get any bigger.
It's a medium, but it is.
Oh.
Match worn, right?
It is, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And signed by him himself.
Oh, good man. Good man.
But yeah, it is. I mean,
Really
I think
good
he's like 5'6". It is.
Have you seen that big Colchester United, Dave? Have you seen that? He stole that from outside the club.
Allegedly. Allegedly.
Yeah, never been proved.
No.
There we go.
Right, boys. Good luck for the rest of the season. And you never know, we might see you before. Well, we sadly see you, Ryan. You never know, Dave. We might see you back. Might see you next season. Who knows?
For the promotion party.
Promotion
party. If it's there, we're having the show. That's for sure.
All right. Okay. Thanks
again so much, guys.
You've been epic.
Yeah. Have a great New Year as well. Really appreciate it.
Yeah. Happy New Year to you, both. Bye.
And yourselves. Take care.
You too. Bye, guys. 2 of the top guys. Honestly, really enjoy having them on the show. Brilliant.
Yeah, I could sit and talk to. I looked at the clock. I thought, bloody hell, it's 9:45. But yeah,
right.
there you go.
Right? It's a festive.
Very knowledgeable. Very lovely lads. Great.
Brilliant people. Anyway, Karen said 3-2. She sees. I'll put it back up on the screen for the game against Colchester. So
Carry on.
And Kerry Ann says as well 3-1 against Chesterfield. So she's confident. She's confident. 6 points. Speaking of confidence,
I feel more confident about the bloody hell. Arsenal 4-0 now. Bloody hell.
How many of those are own goals? Ash? Sorry,
none of them.
Yeah. Usually, I think their top scorers this season, well, for December, was their own goals by the looks of it. But there we go.
I feel more confident about the Chesterfield game, but not a lot more than the Colchester. I think Colchester's going to be,
And I know you're going to laugh because, again, when we went to the cup game, I really enjoyed it. And even if we'd have lost,
yeah, I enjoyed it.
But I would have been like, do you know what? Fair play, because it was 2 very good teams going for it, and that's what you want to see in a football game.
Nice shop at Colchester.
Yeah, and I say good shop.
Nice club shop. Yeah,
small shop compared to what we've got now. But before that, I mean, the staff were lovely and
lovely.
Range,
really
good range, to be fair.
Yeah. And I chatted to that girl, didn't I? Distracted her as you stole all that stuff.
Yeah. I bought some chocolate in there and some sweets.
I know you bought some chocolate in there. We don't care.
Really nice. It's a really big basket.
We don't care. Colchester chocolate. It's a taste sensation.
Not just that. I tell you what was a taste sensation was the hot dogs that we got from the outside.
Oh yeah, we like the hot dogs. Yeah.
Really good.
Top
Get
stuff.
down there early enough. The hot dogs on the outside in their fan zone. Fantastic.
Top stuff.
Yeah, good people.
We better play team talk because we've overrun tonight.
I know. This is why we didn't do it tomorrow, because we'd have been here till like the 1st of January. But 3-2 Dons versus Colchester, Matt said. Matt, that's great. What about the Chesterfield one? Oh, he's done it already as well. He's beat me to it. 3-0 Chesterfield. So again, 6 from 6, he reckons.
No, I'll take that all day long.
And then, look, here you go. Not only a gentleman, but he said, thanks for having me, guys. Top blokes. Happy New Year. There you go. Cheers, Ryan.
Cheers, Ryan. All the best, mate.
All the best, and except for the next game, but we wish you the best.
We like Ryan. He's a bit like Finger when it comes to nicking club badges, but he's a lovely bloke.
I like him. He's a top guy, as is Dave. Brilliant
John Terry could be the Oxford manager by the time we play.
Yeah, but Ryan, I will countenance this because Liam Manning is also favourite to retake the job. So we shall see. That would be interesting if Manning was back there.
Yeah.
I hope if he does get the job, I know it's Oxford, but I hope he gets a really good reception because, frankly, for me, he was a top gaffer.
Yeah. What about Scott Lindsay? Do you think when he comes back to Stadium MK, he'll get a good reception?
So I think if Liam Manning comes back, I think he's a top manager and he deserves all the credit that he deserves as a clap from the fans if he does come back on the pitch.
Yeah,
particularly what's happened with his son and everything he's gone through.
If Liam Manning gets that job, I shall make a point of being by the players' entrance when the coach turns up to shake his hand, because a lot of time for Liam Manning. Lovely bloke. We've had him on the show. A cracking laugh, good fun. Very knowledgeable, and I think he was done dirty really by the 100%. Club because he was being made responsible by the club's inability to get their hand out their arse and spend some money.
Yeah, Grant said Chesterfield's a great away day. Tesco away, but yeah. No, I'd say the Manning thing, mate. I'm with you on 100%. He was done.
Yeah, I like Liam a lot. Got a lot of time for him.
As for Scott Lindsay, as night follows day, you couldn't give two monkeys, mate. To be honest, I thought the guy was arrogant, rude, obnoxious, and very. Anyway.
Well, that's his good points. What about his bad points?
Yeah, exactly. Apart from that, he's just having a good chat. No, he was just not a very nice individual.
There's a lot of great word for charity, I understand.
Didn't do a little word to charity. Yeah. That's the one, Cole.
Let's rock.
Barbara Turner.
Yeah.
But no, like I said, I think look, the two games, if we come out with another 4 points, I'd be happy. To your point, I'm more worried about the Colchester game.
Yeah, I'm more worried about Colchester. That's no disrespect to Chesterfield. Chesterfield, a good team at home. I just got a feeling we might be
at home. We should be all right. And let's face it, by then we could have new signings. Dave alluded to the fact that they could have new signings available and ready to play in January. If you remember, Warney got a lot of his big signings in early doors. What's to say he couldn't be straight out the starting blocks again? Rumour has it, Cole.
Rumour?
Far be it from me to divulge it, but rumour has it there is one already ready to go. Yeah, all right. Yeah. I know. Keep tuned. But yeah,
I don't know.
The rumor
we haven't said a word about that. No doubt it'll be a Citizen exclusive next week.
As it is always, right? As it is always. Exactly. Scott Turkey Teeth Lindsay down.
Turkey Teeth Lindsay. I like it.
Yeah, smile and you get a reflection from. But no, I mean, again, look, Scott, he did all right when he started, but I've got no great love for the guy.
He didn't fancy coming on here, did he?
No, not just that. It wasn't that. It was stuff.
We were ready for him, weren't we? We got a few nice ones.
So he broke the rule. He broke the rule because most managers came on, but he didn't have any time for it, Cole. And not just that. The stuff.
Do you know? I was talking to somebody who's shall remain nameless.
I know exactly.
Said he never bothered to get involved on the staff.
Nope.
In the back office.
Didn't want to know anyone.
Behind the counter.
Yep.
He never went in the shop. He never. He walked through the front door, walked straight down the stairs into his office, did his bit, and he was back out again. Nowhere else.
Yep. No. Incredible.
Guy's a tosspot.
Allegedly, yeah.
Allegedly.
There we go. Thank God for that. Otherwise, we might not be back on air next.
In case our solicitors are watching.
No, I mean, I say Scott Lindsay. Like I say, look, he came in. I didn't think he was necessarily the right man for the job when he came in, to be honest. But it was unfortunate the way.
Bit of a knee-jerk reaction, really, to losing so badly, wasn't it? Oh, let's get Scott Lindsay in. He knows how to win. Oh dear.
I think a bit more time, but again, it is what it is. We wouldn't have Warney. It's the way things play out.
Yeah.
It's the way things play out.
Anyway,
team talk. So we'll come on to the injury of the week before we wrap up. But team talk, I will say, just before I play it, bear with this. Ryan has done his best with this on his own. There is a nice little bit that you need to keep an eye out for at the end.
At the end.
And as I say, Ryan has worked his socks off for the last 48 hours to try and put this together because Chris.
Have I got time to go to the toilet and catch the last bit?
You have. It's a good.
Because I'm getting old and my bladder ain't as good as it used to be.
Well, there we go. What a surprise.
Well then,
maybe it's all the Solly Sombres, but we'll give it a go.
Roll VT. We're overdue. We're overrunning. Roll it.
Hello guys, welcome back for episode 7. So this video is just done by myself today, as Chris has fallen ill and can't record, but I will do my best and hopefully you enjoy the video and not get bored of my voice by the end of the video. Here's the lineup for the game against Swindon. Craig McGillivray in goal, Sanders, Ekatepa and Offord as back three. Wing backs of Jones and Nemain, and a middle three of Collart, Gilby and Kelly. And then you had Collins and Patterson as the top two. What a goal from Aaron Nemain, just wanted to say. And it was a formation of a 3-5-2. Here's the lineup for Colchester. Craig McGillivray in goal, Sanders, Big Marv and Offord, with wing backs of Nemain and Mellish, and a middle three of Crowley, Kelly and Gilby, with a front two of Hepburn, Murphy and Patterson. It's a 3-5-2 formation and we need to make the changes, otherwise we don't want to risk injuries. Here's the lineup for Chesterfield. So Craig McGillivray in goal, a back three of Sanders, Big Marv and Offord, wing backs of Jones and Nemain, and a midfield three of KTS, Kelly and Gilby, and then a top three of Collins and Patterson. We need to keep the formation rotating because we don't want to risk injuries, seeing as we do have an injury-prone team. The formation is a 3-5-2. Joe Tomlinson is sadly out with a knee injury. He'll be back at the end of March, beginning of April. I'm gutted for Tomlinson to be out again with a long-term injury. Wilson is still out at the moment. From my understanding, he should be back very, very soon. Thompson is still out, not sure why, but in my opinion, we should just move him on and get ourselves a better backup defender that's not injury prone. Lawrence Maguire is still out, but to my knowledge, the club has not released any updates on him, so I'm not sure how long he will be out with his injury. Mendes Lang is also still out with after a successful surgery. He'll be back around the same time as Joe Tomlinson. Yeah! This is the tables between last year and to where we are this year. So as you can see, we were 11th this time last year with 30 points, and this time and today we're 4th with 39 points. So this just shows that we are on the up and MK Dons are in a much better place. Alex Gilby is ending the year with 19 goals throughout the whole, from January to December. Right, let's go over PPG between Scott Lindsay and Paul Wern. So Paul Wern's PPG is 1.68 and Scott Lindsay's is 1.2. And their average points are 45 and 36. And so Paul Wern's average PPG is 1.71. We need to get to 2 for a promotion. And after 21 games last year is 1.69. And that gives us a total difference of 0.08. So as you can see, there's not much between the two gaffers, but we all know what happened at the end, towards the end of this time last year. Here's just our top assists and top goal scorers, with Gilby on 8 as our top goal scorer, and our top assist is Callum Patterson on 7. My score prediction for Colchester is 2-1, with 3-1 being against Chesterfield. And my goal scorers are Alex Gilby, and I'd love to see Liam Kelly score. I also think Jack Payne will score against us. I think this will be the game that we see Aaron Collins perform. He will get a hat-trick against them. What a way to end 2025 after a dreadful year for us. To end the year 4 points is a great achievement, especially against teams with Notts and Swindon. Right, so here we go. We see ourselves with 2 more games close to each other. First off, we have Colchester on New Year's Day. Colchester are currently 10th in the league. They are a mixed team. They can't seem to get a good run going at the moment, as they've won, drawn and lost in the last 3 games. We have currently a 60% winning percentage against them. We've already beat them this season in a 3-2 win in the FA Cup. So they'll be gunning for revenge. Over to Chesterfield, we face them exactly 3 days later. They are currently 7th in the league, and they have lost their game of they lost their last game of 2025. So they need to bounce back on New Year's Day. We have a 40% winning percentage against them. Our last win was on a 2-1 victory on New Year's Day last year. So that's all from me. I hope you didn't get bored of my voice. From me and Chris, I hope you have a great 2026. Thank you for watching. Time to hand back to the legends that is Aidan and Colin.
Hello, everyone's Unplugged. Hope you all have a fantastic new year. See you all soon.
There you go. Did you get it?
Yeah. Was it the Aaron the main bit?
Yeah, he wished us well. He said, Happy New Year. Wish you well.
What, just me?
Don's Unplugged. Oh, Don's Unplugged.
Really? Is that what he said?
He said Don's Unplugged. He said to Don's Unplugged. He said, yeah, thanks and Happy New Year. See you soon.
Right, okay.
Because the thing is, Cole, the reason we'll see him soon is because maybe we just asked if he'll come on the show. I'll leave it there. Could call that a teaser. But what do you think?
Well,
bombshell. There you go. Thank you, Aaron, by the way, for the message. It was very kind. And we are glad that Aaron and a few of the other players do dip their toe in and watch Don's Unplugged as well. So we really appreciate it.
Brilliant. Cheers, Aaron.
And yeah, top guys, Aaron. If you see Scott, walk on by. Anyway, what was the injury of the week? I think was next. Cole from memory.
Right, quick.
How many injuries have we got? Do you know?
Oh, 7.
Okay,
8. No, we never mentioned collar. That's another one, isn't it?
Well, you know what that means? It's time to do something. Run what?
Run VT, I think. Yeah. Right, Will Collar, 12 weeks. Move on.
Yeah, I mean, to be
edition
fair,
23. Will Collar.
Yeah, edition 23.
Out with a hamstring injury. What happened there?
Spectre of Christmas past, was it? Or something like that, wasn't it? Yeah. 12
weeks, mate, I reckon.
It's crazy, wasn't it, to be fair? I mean, I don't know what your thoughts are, but I think he was a player that was starting
My thoughts I was called past 10.
Cheers, Cole. But no, I thought he's a player who's coming into a bit of form. And
yeah. And unfortunately, that means that, Will Collar not available. That means KTS is up for
Well, yeah. Crowley.
Yeah.
But the question is, it's the Lampard-Gerrard situation. Can you play Gilby, Crowley, and Kelly all in the same midfield?
Well, we've discussed this before that we don't think you can play Kelly and Crowley in the same team. Never mind about Gilby. But by the way, Gilby was anonymous in the first half last night, so.
Yeah, it's a bit off. But then I think again he was jaded, mate. To be honest, but I mean, again, the only thing I will say, not to be negative, but that is the same midfield we had this time last season. There's options if now we've got the injuries to Collar.
True.
So yeah, I think personally, as I say, that's an area that we're going to have to focus on. And again, what Warney wanted before last night's game to what he'll want now after that could change again after the next two. We just don't know.
We will see. We will see.
Hopefully.
But this time next week, when we're back next Wednesday, is it next Wednesday? Yeah, when we're back next Wednesday, who knows what could have happened?
In the words of Stingray, anything can happen in the next half hour. Anything can happen in the next 2 days.
Are you sure, Carry On? That wasn't a cardboard cutout of Scott Lee.
No, I mean, to be fair, look, he was all right with some people. I'll give him.
Oh, yeah, obviously Carry On. He didn't want to know us. Right.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we could spend a whole show on it, Cole. Anyway, Ryan has said that's
what a show and a half.
I will say, Ryan, you did a sterling job on your own. Thank you so much for it, mate. And yeah, really, really, really good stuff. And the Aaron bit at the end was really nice to see as well. So I appreciate it.
Excellent.
Breaking news for you.
Breaking news for you, Aidan and Colin. Is that it?
I don't know. There we go. We got. Would love for Aaron to be on Don's Unplugged. Well,
yeah, well.
As I say, watch this.
If anybody can do it, Sheila, and Happy New Year to you and Russell, we'll try. You know, that's all we can do. And, you know.
Well, here you go. There's the breaking news. He told me he's very happy to come very soon, and I was wrong about our winning percentage. Coaches with 30%, they have 60%. But yeah, the point is, Aaron is a friend of the show. If you do that one more bloody time. Anyway,
I don't know what you're talking about.
It'll be interesting to see what the club release in the next few days, Colin. Won't it? Won't it?
Could be an exclusive.
Gee, God. Okay, I'll do it. There we are. Anyway, so Jeff has put on here, Don's players looked knackered. Yeah, they did.
Yeah, they did. You're right, Jeff.
And he said, can't see us beating Colchester at their place. I mean, I will say, Jeff, it's not going to be an easy game, like I mentioned. But that said, I mean, the game at the FA Cup, if it's a similar sort of lineup that we had, both teams very evenly matched. They've got a few injury problems as well. Who knows with these things? Who knows? But I definitely think it'll be an entertaining game. Hopefully, Jeff, you get to see it if you're not down there.
So, mate, won't be a mystery anymore, will it, after a couple of days?
Who knows? Who knows? Kerry Ann has also said, she said, yes, in the car park, and was just before he got the stuff. Was he carrying his stuff out?
Not in the club shop, Kerry Ann. Come on, Kerry Ann. Let's get the story straight. In the club shop.
In the club shop. Well, it could have been next to the club shop. Don't listen, Kerry Ann.
In the car park.
Yeah, in the car. Maybe he was getting his car, and that was the last time we ever saw him. Who knows? He could have got the last photo.
I mean, Kerry Ann probably threw him out.
I would have been happy to support her on that, to be quite honest, at that point.
Well, I would as well.
Anyway,
I
think, Colin, that brings us to the end of the show. I will say,
I'm a knackered.
It's good to see that you got your camera working again.
Oh, it is.
It was great to have the guys on. It's been great, as I say, this year. So before we wrap up before the new year, thank you to all our guests that have been on this year, this season so far. Thank you to
people. Yeah, that's only half. We've got to do it all over again.
We have, but again, thank you to Warney for coming on. I know he's going to be coming back. Thank you to Ollie and the club for all the support they've offered.
Yeah,
some great, exciting guests, not just for all of the
and we've got Luke Chadwick coming on soon, haven't we?
We've got Luke Chadwick coming on. We've got Simon Crampton, Liam Sweeting lined up. We've got a few other guests lined up. Aaron may not be on sooner than later, but is definitely one.
Aaron may not be on, and he.
Well, he is the main man when it comes to Don's Unplugged from now on.
Okay,
he's a fan of the show. Can we watch this?
Okay, all right. Hopefully, we can keep playing that goal for him to look at.
Fantastic! I told you, he's a brilliant player.
Yeah.
Love him. But yeah, so anyway, thank you to everyone at the club that supported and helped us with guests. Thank you to John and to Luke in our back room for
Ryan and Chris.
Yeah, thank you to Ryan and Chris for the team talks. Thank you to everyone who's come and listened in from the opposition.
Thank you to me
our own fans.
For being such a wonderful host.
I was about to say, thank you to your good self, Colin. Really appreciate doing this with you. So we do it for hobby, but I enjoy it, and it's all the better for doing it.
We do it for giggles, don't we?
We do. Life's too short.
Yeah. While blowing smoke up people's backsides.
Go on.
Well done to you.
Thank you, mate. I appreciate it.
No problem.
And Danny's beating me to it because we do this show, as you quite rightly say, by the fans, for the fans.
Terrible only fans.
Yeah, exactly right. Cheers.
Yeah.
But no, for the fans, by the fans.
Danny put a suggestion on earlier, didn't he?
He did.
Last game of the season, away at Fleetwood, Bobblehats.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that. I like that.
Now the Louis thing's gone. We've got to find something new. So, Danny, you're on a winner there, I think, mate.
Bobblehats at Fleetwood.
Bobblehats and shorts because it'll be warm. Yeah,
yeah,
it's a Warney weekend. We can call it Warney's Weekender. Warney's Weekender. There we go.
Hopefully we go to that game, mate. We don't have to worry about anything.
Bloody hope so, mate. I bloody hope so.
Just
But I will say, I've saved the best thanks for last, and that is thank you to everyone who watches this show week in, week out. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for the input. This show would be half the show it would be without the input, the support of you guys on here, outside of the show on messages, stadium. We really appreciate it. Like Colin said, we do this for a laugh. We do it for a hobby. We don't take ourselves seriously. We hope you enjoy it.
We love it. We love everything about it. We love the club. Obviously, we're very passionate about the club, but we don't take ourselves too seriously. We like to have a laugh throughout the night, and we hope you enjoy it. So, some people have told us it's quite good. We've never watched it, have we? I
can't talk for you, Colin. But
listen. I'm gonna make a confession. On occasions, I do have a little look back, and I know what's coming, and I do laugh. So I don't know.
It's good stuff.
I'm not quite sure what that's saying, but anyway.
Put that sound. I might do, Ryan. I might do. Or maybe get Aaron to do it as well. There we go. The last thing from me was to say, look, we really appreciate you. The show, as I just said, would be half the show without the input and the engagement of you guys. We love you for it. It's a big family, the MK family. We're all in it together. We always suffer together. We always, support each other and cheer. And hopefully this season is the season we've got something to cheer about with some silverware.
'Tis the season to be jolly.
Tis the season to be jolly. But last comment from me is that everyone out there watching, I hope you have a happy New Year. You had a lovely Christmas and onwards and upwards. And
happy New Year from me. We look forward to seeing you all in the new year. And
absolutely,
May, I'll see you all at Fleetwood.
Hopefully.
Okay. One thing.
Is there?
Yeah, I think so. Say good night, Aiden.
Good night, Aiden.
Good night, Aiden.
Happy New Year, everyone.
Take care.
Culture
Happy New Year. Bye-bye.
Come on, you dons.
Da, da, da.